these solvers, if they want to vie for the podium, are going to be looking for around the 31-32 second average mark. So let's see what these competitors have in them. Nicholas Nang off screen also starting his first solve, and these competitors are off to the races right now.
Yeah, Lucas, the furthest progressed. Looks like he's on to his S2L. About to finish it up and get into his last layer. This isn't fantastic pace, but if he gets good cases, this could be solid.
At PLO recognition 29, ending with 32-24, a little bit representative of his first round average here. Brendan finishing with 31-21, slightly outpacing Lucas over here. Nicholas with a 30-04 solve.
Yeah, he's definitely still got it. Despite his national title being taken away last year at USA All-Stars, Nicholas Nang is still a very competent Megaminx solver and definitely has a chance to win.
Off-screen, Alexi's also starting his first solve. Alexi and Nicholas both capable of getting those sub-30 averages when they can.
Yeah, Zeke as well, a very good solver from the Great Lakes region. He currently has a pretty decent PR for him. Like, it's very difficult for him to beat that in competition. So you might want to temper our expectations a little bit, but he can still get sub-30s if he is locked in.
Zeke with a lot of small bursts of F2L and S2L slots here. Still doing those last two S2L layers, going about the POLO right about now at 32. Nick with a 33-13 as his first single. Off-screen, Alexei Sinyavin with a 30-79 as his first solve.
Matthew Leong with a 30.47 as well, starting off his average. He's currently second, which is pretty surprising considering he was seeded 5th. He is also not eligible for the NA title, however, as he is representing Indonesia.
So currently, Nicholas, Matthew, and Alexi are leading the pack here. Slightly behind is Brendan with a 31-21. These competitors have only done their first solve, so let's see what's in store for them.
Despite the little drop from Alexi compared to Nicholas, he is still favored to win, as 30.04 and 30.79 aren't too separated.
Off screen right now we have Curtis Chai doing his second solve. Curtis opting to use a lot of the table on Megaminx, which I haven't seen a lot of recently. I know back in the day when Megaminx didn't corner cut a lot, this is very commonplace, but Curtis opting to use a lot of the table, which...
Yeah, and it's definitely not an old habit, or not due to old hardware, as he is definitely a newer competitor and probably never really had to solve a Megaminx like that. But he did get a PR last round, so
yeah.
seems to be working.
Yeah, if it works for him, you know, it isn't broke. So, off-screen Jared Stinson with a 38-64.
I believe he started with a 36 on that first solve, so about a 37, mean of 2.
Brendan on the second solve right now. Nicholas just about getting his second cube, or sorry, rather his second puzzle of the average.
This is a good start for Brendan. He is on last layer right now. If he can just hold it together and stop it.
28-14, nice
wow.
Second solve for Brendan here. Nice splits for that F2 on S2L here.
Yeah, he's going to slot himself into first through 2 solves. That's his PR single, actually. 28-14, good going for him. Sub 30, average of 2 solves.
Nick Nang. Another solve here. One thing that you'll notice with Nick Nang's turning is that he turns not as fast as the other competitors, but he focuses more on efficiency and looking ahead for the right cases as he does his solve. So he's still able to have similar times as his fellow peers. Nick at 21, getting to OLO right about now at 24. Can this be slightly sub 30? A slight pause on the OLO there. I'm not sure if he did the wrong one or just doing F2 to S2L, ending with a 33-13, and slightly worse than that first solve here.
Yeah, he's really not in a great spot here. We'll see Alexi start his second. Hopefully try to match that. We'll get that on stream for you. And we also have Matthew Leong starting his second solve. 30.47 his first. Lexi's a little further through the solve, around 20 seconds. He should be getting to his last layer very shortly. Oh no, he is pulling it back, which probably indicates some sort of mistake, but does finish the solve pretty quickly.
Was that a corner twist too? Oh, he didn't stop the timer. It was a DNF anyway. Oh.
Wow, that was Matthew Leong, sub 30.
Matthew Leong's 29.78. Nice job. Megaminx Smith.
He started with a 33.1, about the same time Zeke Mackey had. He's also almost on with his solve off stream. A 30.52 for Zeke. That'll get him closer to the podium. 30.33 is pretty much what Nick had, so not bad so far. And we do see the gap start to close with that Alexei Senyavin DNF. He's still favored to win at about 50%, but his podium percentage is very similar to Nick Nang and Matthew Leong. And Brendan Lee, about a 50-50 chance for whether or not he gets on that podium. We will see. Lucas now midway through his second. Looks like a lot of unsolved S2L pieces. He'll need to step this up.
Lucas on these last two sides. Right about now.
Yeah, last layer started at 26. There's a corner twist. Several PLL algs, a 33.1. Not fantastic there. He will continue to sit in around 5th place.
Nick Nang on the third solve right now. He has a 30 and a 33 in place right now. Off screen, Brendan Lee also starting his third solve.
Yeah, Brendan Lee still sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboard. That 28.1 PR single certainly helped him out. He will be about 10 seconds through the solve. He should be finishing up his first 2 layers around then, or at least very shortly.
Brendan Lee.
Oh, he's on last layer.
He's on last layer, trying to recognize the last layer cases. Red on 31 gonna be, fortunately, the worst of his average 34.33 here.
Slight misalignment, but it looks. Oh yeah, and a +2.
Oh,
there.
and +2. You still got 2 nice solves in the bag right now, so
yeah, you can't
hopefully that doesn't count.
You can't count out Nick Nang. He has by far the most championship experience.
Nick Nang on PLO right now. Can it be sub 30? Oh, and a corner twist. A lot of these competitors have been afflicted by corner twists in this final.
Yeah, and I didn't really expect him to save it until the very end. Maybe it happened during his PLL algorithm, but that'll give a chance for Zeke to claw back to the top 3, given that subpar time for Nick.
Yep. Yeah, Zeke still has pretty good. He's got that 30.52 single, padding his average right now. Still a little too early to tell what the relative placements of these competitors is. Zeke on starting his third solve.
We'll also get Matthew Leong into the bottom right corner for you guys. Zeke looks well finished with his F2L. He's moving on to, I believe, his second side. This doesn't look terribly fast.
Zeke is flying through this. This is at.
Now he's last layer.
He's on OLO right now at 27.
Perfect.
Walking up a bit PLO, but 30.32 for that second. Sorry, that third solve.
Yeah, that'll put Zeke ahead of Nick Nang. Brendan Lee and Zeke are a little even, but Alexei with a 26. Wow, that is a great solve for him.
Little replay of Alexei's last PLO.
Very short one.
Very short PLO there to finish off with a nice time. That's the fastest we've seen so far this finals.
And he will join the top 3 alongside Zeke and Matthew. Brendan Lee also in contention, but at 36, looming over his head. We'll pan over to Megaminx Smith, who had a seated time of 37.54, but he looks about done with this solve at 34. 34.75, that's pretty solid for him. Also solving Dylan Miller, more of a 3x3 solver, has a 40 in this average, but his median time is 34.48.
Matthew Leong's times are looking pretty solid. 2 sub 30s and a mid 30 compared to the rest of the competitors. That's pretty good.
Matthew Leong also now has the highest odds to podium. His top three, or his first 3 times are incredibly consistent, meaning even if he messes up the next one, he still has another to claw back and maintain composure. We'll see Nick Nang start his 4th.
On S2L, been doing S2L for a bit here, clocking the 20-second mark at right about finishing the last 2 sides here on OLO right now at 28, finishing maybe with a 33, but a slightly long PLO recognition yields a 32.
Yeah, also previously, Brendan Lee, 32.65. Him and Nick Nang are pretty close. Brendan taking a slight edge there. His average is at 31.93, while Nick Nang's is at 32.08. We're starting to see some best possibles come in. Brendan, given that 28, can get a 30.67 best possible and a 33.40 worst possible.
Things are starting to materialize as competitors finish their 4th solves. Matthew Leong, we're not sure what his 4th solve is, but I am really interested to see what he's going to pull off for this one. Zeke also not on his 4th solve right now. Can he pull off something great here? He's on S2L, moving through those pairs. Can't quite tell what he's on, but is he on those? I think he's on those last 2 sides right now. That's progress for him. OLO.
Oh, he's nodding. This probably isn't great.
PLO right now at exactly 30 seconds. Zeke ending with a 33.80. That's going to count one of those 33-second times, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, that'll probably move him out of podium contention, but obviously Alexi has a DNF, but this solve is looking pretty decent.
Alexi on OLO right now.
28 PLO. Oh, it's a U-perm. Wow, he kind of got bailed there, but
wow.
30.67, that will count towards his average alongside his 30.79. Matthew Leong on his 4th right now.
Matthew Leong, let's see what he can pull off. Alexi with a 29.31 BPA, best possible average here. Worst possible average, he's looming over that DNF, so anything he gets is going to, that's gonna count here. But let's see what Matthew is up to here. Not sure what he's up to right now under the table, but can he pull off a 29? Oh, looks like a little bit too late. This is gonna be the worst time so far of his average, 32.918 here. Still in podium contention here.
Yeah.
Actually, has Matthew locked in podium?
Not quite, given Brendan can still get a best possible and Matthew can get worst possible, which would be 30.6 best possible for Brendan, 30.8 worst possible for Matthew. Counting a 28 here is unlikely though, but we can see how likely it is on this solve.
Brendan on oh, this doesn't look great. He's still in last layer right now.
Okay, so definitely not best possible.
This doesn't look great right now. Brendan ending with a 32. That's okay. 32.52 for Brendan here with a 32.13 average. Nick Nang on his final solve of the average. Can he get his best possible is 30.40. I believe Matthew.
He is now locked to podium.
I think Matthew Leong has locked in podium here, but we still don't know what the North American podium is going to be here. Alexi.
He basically has podium locked as well, around 93% chance. He would need a really bad crash on this last solve.
Nick Nang on Ola at 29, finishing Pila at 31.45. That's going to be one of the decent times of his average. What is that going to be?
I think that might slot him barely above
31.87 here.
So Zeke needs 31.94 to maintain this podium spot. He is basically the only solver that doesn't have this locked up, barring an Alexi meltdown.
Zeke and Alexi going at the same exact time right now.
This will be a race for the finish.
It's going to be a literal race. Are they going to start at this? They're going to start at the almost the same time. But Alexi and Zeke are solving right now. Who is going to make it here?
Zeke needs a pretty mediocre time for his standards. Alexi needs a 29 flat to slot himself into first. That will be a bit of a challenge given his last times. Zeke looks like he's racing
Oh, this
through.
looks good for Zeke here at
He's
26
got
at
it.
27. He's gonna get the podium. Is he gonna get it? Oh no, the
No.
PLO 32, 38. That
Oh
still
my
gets him.
goodness.
That's
No,
not gonna
no, it
get
kicked
him
him off.
podium. Oh, that knocks him out. Wait,
Wait, no,
hold
Lexi
on,
counted a
wait,
34. Oh
Right.
my goodness. He lost by 0.01. Zeke is on the podium.
Man. Zeke and Alexi's tall. Zeke beat out Alexi by
Oh my
0.01.
goodness.
Zeke is on your on
What
the
a
podium
collapse.
here.
Oh my
Wait.
goodness.
Lucas, hold on. Lucas can still get third. Lucas can still get third with this last solve here. Lucas needs a 31.72 to get. Matthew is also currently doing his last attempt, but I think Matthew's locked in
Matthew
first.
is locked.
Matthew's locked in first, no matter what he gets on the solve. Let's focus, like Lucas, what is he going to get on this third solve? Can he still lock in the North American podium here?
Matthew also pretty much he's guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, a 27-1.
Oh man, Matthew.
Wow, what a way to
27-9.
clutch that.
That's-
NR single for Indonesia to win North American Championship. Lucas still going. This doesn't look like fantastic pace for him. Still has last two to go through. Oh, never mind. He's
He's
flying.
actually pretty good. PLO recognition right
Oh
now
my
takes
goodness.
a really long time.
Oh,
Is
he
he gonna
did two.
make
Look,
it? Is
he
he gonna
missed.
make it?
Oh my
No,
goodness.
30.
Oh my gosh.
Does he still get fourth? Does he still get overall fourth? I don't think so because they're so close to each other. He ends
Oh
up
my
sixth
goodness.
place here. Oh man.
Yeah, and that will be the podium. Matthew Leong winning the competition. Nicholas Nang, your North American champion. Zeke Mackey, Alexi Sinyavin rounding out the North American podium.
Wow, congratulations. That was such an intense podium. The North American podiums times are so close to each other. Let's get a replay of Matthew Leong's 27-19 Indonesian NR single. Nice fist bump from Matthew there.
Wow, what a reversal. We did not expect Alexi Sinyavin to not be on the podium at all.
Well,
That was
he's still on the
insane.
North American podium.
Correct,
So
but
that's
not
great.
the overall one.
For
but
sure.
He was almost a shoo-in for top 3 overall. Matthew Leong was the 5 seed going into this competition and won it all. Incredible
Congratulations to Nicholas Nang for being the North American champion at Megaminx 2026.
Yeah, that will be, I believe, his 3rd U.S. national title, adding to his trophy collection alongside his decorated cubing career. With
Wow.
his 26 NARs, he adds another podium to that, and we will go to Alyssa, who are interviewing our solvers. We do have Nicholas Nang, Zeke Mackey, and Matthew Leong up for an interview, but obviously we will go to them.
Yeah, we will take some time before going, but I have a super Nicholas is a friend of mine, so it's a super great for him. All right, we're ready for Alyssa.
That was Megaminx Final, and I am here with all 3 of our podium finishers. Zeke, I want to start with you. What does a podium finish in this event mean to you?
Oh, this is a dream come true. I've been going to nationals since I was 10 years old, and it's amazing to be up here and finally have a podium on my profile.
Congratulations, Zeke. Matthew, you set an Indonesian national record to win North American Championship. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I wasn't really expecting. I was really nervous. I just put so much time into it. I'm really surprised I got BPA as well.
What was your preparation like coming into this competition?
I just did like a lot of solves going into it, like pretty much all my free time. I don't run to school. I was a little bit worried because in November I switched from Eastern to Western, but it came in clutch, I guess.
Congratulations, Matthew. And Nicholas Yang, you have been dominant at this event for years, and you are once again, one more time, the North American champion in this event. Tell us how you're feeling.
Feels good. I didn't quite consider, I kind of forgot about that aspect because Matthew here goes to a lot of New York competitions. Feels like he's also the North American champion as well. But it's good to kind of continue the podium streak going. At least in as even I feel it does feel like there's a lot more competition on Megaminx recently, so it is always nice to kind of maintain the streak even without I guess like the full win.
How have you kept up this longevity?
I guess one thing I like to do is I guess kind of be I guess rather flexible on my kind of approach for cubing. I haven't really done a lot of timed solves recently, but I've done a lot more untimed solves, and even though it's I probably should be doing more time solves, it's kind of nice to get like some more focused time and just not be always under pressure for the clock. Yeah, and then it's also good to I guess learn. It's I guess after a while, kind of it feels like it's hard to kind of continue doing the same thing, even since like results can always kind of change no matter how you prep. So I think having a lot of flexibility in your kind of practice regimen will really help.
Awesome. Nick, Matthew, Zeke, congratulations to all three of you. That was our Megaminx final. Coming up next, 3 Blind. Do not go anywhere.
Cubing and competitions have been such a big part of my life for a decade now. I don't know where I would be without this whole community and organization. So
I've met some of my best friends thanks to WCA competitions, and I'll be forever thankful for that experience. So.
I don't know where I'd be in life if it wasn't for this community and this organization.
You've made me feel all the emotions in the world. I've laughed, I've cried, but all along the way, I've had the best times of my life.
Play again. Let's go. Welcome back to Rubik's WCA North American Championship 2026. We're here after an exciting Megaminx final, ready to bring you 3x3 blindfolded, and here with our resident blind expert, Brandon Lynn.
Hello. I'm a little bit bummed to not make finals, but at least I'm here to cast 3x3 blindfolded. So excited, super excited for this finals.
All right, what are we seeing? What's the big the plan here? This is the first major final with the best of 5 format. How are things going to be shaking up?
For sure, yeah. I think average of 5 is like it's a little hit or miss here. So I think competitors have a little bit of room to do a little more riskier stuff with the 5 solves that they have. Generally, you're not going to be looking for an average in the finals here. So we might just see some more risk with just like taking memorization and just like speeding through it, maybe like guessing and using deductive reasoning to figure out some things. But there's a little more breathing room for that. So taking a look at like some of the second round results, Tommy Cherry, of course, the current like world record holder of 3x3 blindfolded with a comfortable lead. Noah Swore and Jeff Park entire competition, placing with a 13 and 15. So yeah, no, it honestly can be anyone's game. I'm looking for like some sub 15 to win all this.
Yeah, and with that, you'll be back to us right after this because we're gonna shoot it down to Alyssa for the walkouts. Sorry, I accidentally muted you instead of me because I just thought, yeah.
In our 20th seed from Ohio, USA, Mason Langendorfer. In our 19th seed from New York, USA, Chris Chi. In our 18th seed, representing Hong Kong, Alvin Cheng Hugh Young. Our 17th seed from Ontario, Canada, Michael Mao. In our 16th seed from Wisconsin, USA, Carter Kukala. Our 15th seed from Virginia, USA, Ryan Farish. In our 14th seed from New York, USA, Andrew Tao. In our 13th seed from New York, USA, Ro Hessler. In our 12th seed from Texas, USA, Joshua Gao. In our 11th seed from Texas, USA, Ryan Pilot. In our 10th seed from California, USA, Graham Siggins. In our 9th seed from Minnesota, USA, Andy Wong. In our 8th seed from Michigan, USA, Gabriel Williams V. In our 7th seed from Michigan, USA, Stanley Chappell. In our 6th seed from Maryland, USA, Liam Chen. In our 5th seed, he holds the Western record for 3-blind average from California, USA, Calix Tang. In our 4th seed, the current Great Lakes champion from Illinois, USA, Braden Thompson. In our 3rd seed, a 5-time world record holder, the 2017 and 2018 U.S. national champion from Texas, USA, Jeff Park. In our second seed, he placed second at USA All-Stars 2025 from Florida, USA, Noah Swore. And our first seed is a 5-time North American record holder, a 14-time world record holder, including the current single and average, the 2023, 2024, and 2025 U.S. national champion, the 2023 world champion, placing second at the last world championship, the 2022 and defending North American champion from Florida, USA, Tommy Cherry. As a reminder, please stay silent throughout the duration of this event, and thank you and good luck to all of our 3 blind finalists.
Welcome back, and we are just in that waiting period before we get started. You can kind of see everyone's like routine of like they're sitting down, they're getting their camera set up. How do they handle themselves before the first cube comes? Because the pressure is on. It's the best of events. The best of events are very interesting because you can kind of remove a lot of the pressure with a solid solve on the first. If you just get a 14 right out of the gate, you're like, okay, worst case, I'll probably get, like, worst case, like, top 5. And then all of a sudden, even though that one solve that could be good at the end is the same thing no matter what, when that worst case scenario isn't last, it's a lot easier to really start pushing the pace.
For sure. A lot of these competitors clearing their minds. Blind is one of those things where you do need to just have space in your mind to just stream memo into your brain as fast as possible and then execute as fast as possible.
Yeah, in terms of audio, this should be the best. It should be the quietest round of the comp.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Chi already starting at the DNF.
Liam Chen starting off his first solve here. 7-second memo here. Still on decently long edges here onto corners.
Jeff with a mid-6 memo. Oh,
Liam with a Rubik pause there. Still access 21, but that's probably not going to be good enough for podium. Jeff Park is, I think he has the wrong edge in the UL slot right now. There's a DNF for Jeff right now, 2045.
Yeah, Brandon Lynn telling us the future here. He knows the DNF is coming. We got Noah and Tom on deck now. And unlike, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but unlike this first, like the last round where you want to get a couple solves to make sure you get that advancement, you got to just be focusing on going all the way to that podium spot. There's no such thing as a safety. You have to be trying to get a win with every solve.
Exactly. No, look, edges look good. Corners, can you do a little bit of a pause before the last out? 1825 for Noah. Gonna be, I don't think that is gonna be.
No,
well, we'll see. We'll see.
But
not gonna be good enough for podium.
It's at least like it's a safety net against getting last, but it's not a safety net where you feel comfortable with it.
Tommy starting his first solve right now too. Tommy with a mid-5 memo. Tommy has insane TPS.
Calix is stuck at 17. Calix will not get a good solve here. Tommy,
a lot of hesitation on this last corner out. He's trying to remember this last thing that's going on. I think he undid a corner twist.
Stanley with 18 is in the lead. 18 flat. The thing about Stanley is that it's he's kind of like that. He's kind of like that the checkpoint because he's not going to mess up. He's very low nerves. Yeah, he doesn't have the top end speed that all these 3x3 blind specialists have. But if you start screwing up, 4 blind man Stanley's going to stop you from winning.
Yeah, Brayden Thompson. Those edges look good. I think the corners are solving themselves. A lot of hesitation. I think he has the same case that Kami just had, hesitating last time, hesitating with the DNF 21 here.
Wow, very pedestrian first solve. I think the pressure is getting to everyone.
Yeah, Brayden is a blind solver that not a lot of folks have heard of, but he's really up and coming. He's really showed in the first few rounds of blind here. Liam Chen on the second solve. Maybe a tiny bit better, a little bit more fluid. Liam doesn't have as high TPS as the others. 1993 for Liam. Stanley also going with this second solve.
Currently in second place, Graham Siggins and Stanley Chapel. The big blinders are well out in front right. Well, not well out in front, but in the lead. Jeff 19-6 from Stanley. He's going to stay in the current spot. Jeff Park, though, with a 17-8 off stream. Jumping into the lead, you can see him in your bottom right corner. We do have some insider information, and we know that the first solve scramble is not very good. The second solve is all right.
Second solve's going to be all right. Noah's sort of locking up and edges on that note. He looks very visibly nervous for this solve. Oh, that doesn't look good. Edges do not look good for this solve. It might be probably a misturn or something on this. And a cube flip. Tommy also going for the second solve right about now. Oh, this is a kind of a slow memo for Tommy, but he turns very fast here. Tommy on edges.
He only needs a 17 to jump into the lead. Even a slow memo is fine.
Yeah. No, these first two scrambles are not very ideal. 18:07 here. Jeff is still in the lead on the second scramble, and also behind Graham and Stanley.
Tommy with 18 up. The standings were like this right now. Be the closest final you've ever seen. 0.4 separate the top 5. I'm so glad this is the best of 5. Now we have 5 chances. 3 solves over in 45 seconds is not enough blind solving for any championship, that's for sure. We are just waiting for everyone to get their cubes. Not much is happening right now. The top, the top 4, 5. Who is Calix? Oh, Calix is
solving right now. Calix also looks pretty nervous DNFing, I believe.
Fortunately, Skewb hit
20:06.
Calix starting out with a 29 in the DNF. He's one of our top competitors, the only one who hasn't had a decent success at this point. But everyone else, 17-8 in first place right now. I guess people have their backup solve in the books now. It's they gotta start pushing it.
Calix still has a chance. Calix did place first in the first round, so there is no question that he has potential here. But here we go.
It's a best of event. You always have a chance.
Yeah, Jeff Park with the third solve over here. Oh, 6-second memo for Jeff. Bit of a fumble with the S slice here. Onto corners at 12. This looks pretty good. 1676. That's going to be the best one so far that we've seen. Stanley with 1710.
I'm looking at your notes, though. You said that the third one is significantly better if you know full floating, which only Jeff does not. So we could be maybe seeing Tommy take this one and use his higher knowledge base to take an advantage in this event.
For sure. At the same time, there are sets of scrambles where even if you have a lot of knowledge, it's kind of straightforward. Where like additional knowledge just won't help you. It's like going to be some of the scrambles will even the playing field for a lot of these competitors.
The more knowledge you have, the worse you want the scrambles to be, because you can take advantage of those bad cases, while the less experienced competitors cannot.
Brayden Thompson with the 21. That's not going to cut it for any podium here. Tommy with the third scramble.
Current world record holder, world champion 2023, world runner-up in 25. Can he put everyone in their place and tell everyone that, I'm NAC champ too? Still got 3 shots left, a full round of 2025.
We see some good stuff
on the deck.
6-second memo. Oh, and a pause right before execution. Oh, and he does that
crazy finger trick.
Yeah, the basic crazy finger trick with the I think edges are wrong on this solve as well. Not a grade 1 DNF for Tommy here.
Noah Swore jumping in the lead with a 16-4 at the bottom. Great work from Noah.
Let's go Noah. Noah. This third scramble is definitely looking a lot better for the majority of these competitors right now.
Unfortunately, Tommy did not take advantage. We have Noah, Jeff, Stanley. Stanley with that 17-1.
Still 2 solves for these competitors right now.
Tight.
Let's take a look at Noah's solve over here. High 7 memo, and again, I think the edges for this solve are pretty neat. 4 out corners into around 5 to 6 outs for edges here.
Great execution, though. We're seeing 7-second memo. A lot of these other solvers, the solves that they're slower on are 6-second memo. No, it's extremely fast in execution.
Does Stanley get a 15?
Is that success? DNF. Okay. But that's an indicator right there. Stanley's one of the first top solvers to get solved for. You do have in the notes that it's one of the easier ones, and everyone else is about to do it. Let's see what we can get.
Graham Siggins here, multi-blind extraordinaire, but he's still pretty good at 3-blind. Graham is hovering over 4th place right now in the rankings. Can he pull out something good? 18-15. That's not going to improve his current ranking right now. Jeff Park is also starting his solve right now.
Graham is likely to win average of 5, though. Just like we'd expect, kind of the big blinders have the higher consistency. Graham 4 solves in a row, 19-17 range.
Jeff Park onto corners. I think those edges. No, this might be good. That looks Jeff Park DNFing the fourth solve. I think a lot of these. Before, hold that thought. Braden Thompson with the 1688. That's
third place. It's so the margins are razor thin. 16-4, 16-7, 16-8, 17-1.
That was on the third scramble too. So Braden still has two chances.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a big solve from Tommy coming up.
Yeah.
He take advantage of this scramble that we think is a little bit easier than the rest. Nothing has been too crazy yet. This is certainly not one of those circumstances where one scramble is super easy and you need to execute on it. Any of these scrambles can be the winning time.
Tommy getting ready. Oh, Noah is going for the fourth solve here. Let's see if he can rush memo a little bit more. That looks good. Mid 5-6 second memo here. Execution on
He's
two
locking
corners. He is locking up a lot. But I think this looks good for Noah. 15-74.
Okay, now that is a time that could actually win
That
this
is
event.
good. He is not.
Wait, Tommy got 14-1. Replay on Tommy.
Got a 14-1.
Tommy jumps in way out of the lead in the bottom line. 14.1 second success. Now that's a time that's actually very likely to win this event.
Yeah.
We're going to get a replay on him soon.
Noah probably needs something close to PR if he wants to do better than the 14-19 right now.
Yeah, it is very unlikely that Tommy will get any lower than second. Very likely.
Calix got a 16-70 on the fourth scramble too, so Calix really popped off there too, redeeming himself there.
Stanley's now done with a 19 DNF on his end. Stanley will be best place six, and Jeff solve 5. Can he? He's currently off the podium. He needs to get the best time.
Jeff. Oh no, Jeff isn't on.
He's currently. Let's go, Jeff. He's
Jeff on high 7 memo. Corner. I don't think this is looking great. No, this is not good for Jeff. Jeff is.
I mean, I do appreciate the
here.
strategy. He's obviously pushing really hard. You gotta go for it. You know you're gonna need a lot better in 16, and you just gotta put the blindfold down at some point, or else it's over.
I wonder what Braden got on was getting on the fourth solve, because I think the fourth solve is also pretty good for these competitors here. 17-7.
Cube on the timer too, bit dangerous. Graham ended with a 20.4. Graham will be locking up around it, somewhere around the 8th place finish, depending on the last bit. We have Tommy, Noah, and Calix. 14-1, 15-7, 16-7.
Calix on the last solve of his average here. Calix, wrong edges, is going to DNF here. But I think
Tommy's on his last solve here.
Tommy's on the last solve. He can't really push past first. But can he go for a WR single? 6-second memo. It's going to... he's doing that weird out again, I think.
I think you don't approve of that one.
It's a little. I feel like it's a little risky, for me. But you know, Tommy does it,
it's
so
flashy,
I can't really say anything.
He's got to get those style points, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tommy almost guaranteed win. Big congratulations. We still have another solve from Braden Thompson. 14-1 though. Unlikely to beat.
We still have Braden and Andrew Tao that need to finish. Oh, Andrew DNF this last solve. I think with a 17, not bad performance for him, but Braden still has one more solve left.
Tommy, Noah, Calix, actually. Not too surprising at a podium. It looked a little up in the air. The big blinders were starting out in top, but those 3-blind specialists, especially when you got 5 shots, really show their stuff.
For sure. When you're doing 3-blind at this level, you're gonna take a lot more risks, and you're gonna do stuff that like big blinders don't usually do in their solves.
Yeah, I mean, Graham's sitting here with the only person with an average. Graham with the 18-7 average. Everyone else, multiple DNFs.
Yeah. I think for the most part they're happy to be in the finals and represent the community of blinders here. Braden on getting his last cube here. Can he do something on this last off? He still has podium potential. Braden trying to pull up Braden's PR single right now. Braden does have a 1542, so he is capable of pulling something off. But given a lot of the performance of this 5th scramble, I don't want to say I'm like not too confident, but like we'll see what happens here on this last one.
He's gonna need to really pull out the performance of his life. He wants to jump into that top 3.
Yeah, can he do it? Doing a lot of warm up on this last scramble here. Sorry, on this before this last solve here.
Let's see.
It is the last one remaining.
Calix will get knocked off the podium on if Braden
is it Calix
16-7.
Is it Calix or Braden in this last solve? Braden with a mid-7 memo. He is going through these edges pretty quickly, but
congratulations,
can he get
Tommy. Congratulations. Calix and Noah.
And there's your podium. Oh, Brayden DNF's the last solve. That means your podium is Tommy, Noah, and Calix.
Congratulations to Tommy once again winning North. It's
Tommy
over.
Cherry
Yeah,
is
please
your
tell
North
me, shush,
American
it's
champion.
over. Winning just unstoppable.
Tommy is. What can I say? Tommy is the king of this event. He always pulls it out when he needs to. It always happens. So
Yeah.
huge congratulations to him and all of our podiumers here.
Yeah, great couple of weeks from Tommy. Obviously getting that blind world record single back. We know he's the best here. He's going to tell us how he did it. We're going to shoot it down to Alyssa.
Tommy Cherry, you did it again. North American champion in 3 blind. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty great. Feeling pretty great. Yeah, it's good relief after bad first 3 solves. Yeah.
Yeah, how do you take those first 3 solves, shake them off, and then pull off the win on your 4th solve?
Like, honestly, I was just really nervous. I don't know if I really had like a particularly great way to manage it. I just kind of did what I know how to do on the 4th. It was honestly an easy scramble. And my camera died on that solve, so if anybody has a high-quality recording, please let me know after this. I would really appreciate that. All right, thanks, Nancy Hartman. That's amazing. Yeah.
This is the first.
Mirror Cube. It's the first final.
I'm so excited.
About how that impacts you, if at all.
I think the nerves are kind of heightened because even though I have more solves, it feels like more is on the line because there's more opportunities to get something really good. 5 opportunities for a world record single, and of course, there's still that opportunity for that world record average. So it's just, honestly, it really does heighten the nerves, even though there are, more opportunities. Yeah.
Give me some thank yous and shout outs to the people who've helped you get here.
Yeah, so shout out to my sponsors first and foremost, the Cubicle and Moyu. Shout out to Mom and Dad for all your support. Wish they could make it here, but hopefully you're watching the stream. If not, well, obviously not, but yeah, hopefully you're watching the stream. And yeah, just thank you to all my cubing friends and fans, and yeah, really appreciate it, everyone.
Awesome, Tommy. Congratulations, North American champion for 3x3 blindfolded. Coming up next, 3x3 finals. Do not miss it.
Cubing and competitions have been such a big part of my life for a decade now. I don't know where I would be without this whole community and organization. So
I've met some of my best friends thanks to WCA competitions, and I'll be forever thankful for that experience. So
I don't know where I'd be in life if it wasn't for this community and this organization.
You've made me feel all the emotions in the world. I've laughed, I've cried, but all along the way, I've had the best times of my life.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Cubing Bear, and we are really excited for these finals that are coming up right now in just a little bit. 3x3 finals, we've been waiting for it since day 1 of Nationals, and here it is today, folks. Nationals.
What's up, guys?
2026.
Kevin Hayes here, and today I'm here with a Hayes 7 giveaway.
Oh, well, he's gone now. We are about to witness something truly, truly incredible here. 3x3 finals is about to occur. We have been waiting we've been waiting 4 days for this. Finally, 3x3 finals. The last event of the day is about to come up right now, folks. We're excited. You're excited. Max Park versus Luke Gehrig versus Matty Hiroya. Big names in the cubing community. And we're going to see right now who is going to take that final win. Now I'm going to raise up the stream again so you guys can hear what's going on.
Unless you have a 3x3 VIP pass, as well as our volunteer team.
Tensions are high. We do have this president of SpeedCube Shop who is here at the competition with us today. Hopefully they're going to be ready to have a time on the stream. Look at everybody just gathering around at the tables and at the chairs right now. Everyone is really, really excited for this, and I am too. This is gonna be an insane 3x3 match right here. Obviously, I'm waiting for Max Park to win it all because Max Park is the GOAT. So my money's on Max Park, but in all honesty, it could be anybody's game right now. It could be anybody who takes the crown, right? Heavy is the crown. So that's that's just what we got. Man, I watched the 3x3 finals. Max Park practicing with his 3x3. Oh, what is this? Oh, this isn't 3x3 finals. I thought it was 3x3 finals. Perhaps I'm wrong.
All right, we're going to give you guys a quick bite of the 7x7 world record, one of the highlights of the weekend so far and of the night. If you're not too aware of the 7x7 meta right now, 130 is actually directly in Max Park's wheelhouse. This is what we expect.
Oh, so
Started
is
his
this
own timer
7x7
there, but,
finals?
let's take a look. Oh, wow, Max Park. As if you don't know Max, his center's obviously really solid, but he's known for his immaculate edges. Those redux it's so difficult to hit the redux edges, and no, you'll get to see here soon. No one can match him whatsoever. We have a first start. We're sitting 19, 20 seconds. 20 seconds right off the gate for Max Park, and this is a good start. His previous 132 world record, 44 centers, actually surprisingly center loaded. This is a clear masterclass of edges we're going to see as well as a really solid centers. We're getting around to this flip here. 35. Once again, right now we're on pace for a great software not world record. We're going to get into it. We're going to get the split right now. Wow, a lot of delay on that one. Max is showing us that actually, even though this is his best solve officially, he has more to give. 48-second at centers. So for all you at home, that means the rest of the solve is only going to take 42 seconds. 48 is a great time, but 4 second faster seconds is world record. This is the true masterclass of Max Park right here. This is why people think that Redux is still relevant on all of the bigger cubes, because Max Park is about to show you what can happen when you can see edges like no one can. It doesn't even, he does these partial edges. He does very little Z2s because he's matching things up, and all of a sudden it's just going to fall into place. Oh, there's two. It's still not much is going on all of a sudden, and then it's actually wild. And then, but just everything is like 80% done. Oh, it's 70% done. It's 90% done. And we're already on last four in just 1 second. Yeah, look at that. There's like 3 partial edges done. We're on last four. It's 116. So, wait, he finishes. He gets last 4 plus 3x3 and 40. This is miraculous end here. This isn't even that great of a last 4 edge case. Like, Max Park just knows his stuff. He absolutely nails the execution. And then in quintessential Max fashion, oh my goodness, actually, let's take a look right back here. Oh my, there's actually a lot more to, like, Max Park is, we have not seen the last of Max Park in the semi-summer world record. Look at this split right here. It is 123. Max, it is as crazy as it sounds. This is a pedestrian 3x3 stage from Max Park. He was on pace for 129. He's definitely saving that one for next NAC, or probably just maybe the next competition he goes to. We're going to watch him finish it out. One of the best no inspection Redux 3x3 stages out there, and he's going to hit it up in a 130 world record. Congratulations to Max.
Wow.
That is our intermission for the day. We're going to be back in about 5-10 minutes with 3x3 finals, and Manu and Rydell will be taking you through our top 16.
I actually didn't get to see that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that later. Who is this kid, bro?
We would like to thank Tim Reynolds as our lead organizer, Katie Shields and Stephen Griggs handling our equipment, Kevin Hayes for managing our live stream this weekend, Walker Welch, Jacob Ambrose, Katie Hall, and Carter Kukala on volunteer management, Michael Young and David Krasny handling all of the finances, Jackson Worley for handling everything with our venue this weekend.
Let's go.
Matthew Dickman, Zeke Mackey, and Michael Lander doing everything for our attendee experience. Roman Wolford and Zach Garber doing communication, email, and social media. And lastly, thank you to Shelly Chang for managing our help desk and all of the graphic design this weekend.
Welcome everyone to the Rubik's WCA North American Championship 2026. It might be the 5th of July, but the fireworks are still going off here in the Raleigh Convention Center as we get ready for the 3x3 final, the 3x3 Rubik's Cube speed solving final. We will crown a North American champion at this venue in just about an hour's time. Manu Singhal, Zach Rydell, we are very honored to be on the mic presenting this to you, presenting our sport as well. Zach, any thoughts before we get started with the 3x3 final?
3x3 semifinals really showed us what we're going to be looking for in this final. Just looking at our top 4 seeds, the 4 big North American names everyone is thinking about going into this grand final. Max Park, Luke Garrett, Luke Greiser, and Matti Hiroto Inaba. We have former world record holder Max Park. We have current North American record holder Matti Hiroto Inaba. And we have the 2 Luke G's who prove or have proven that they are capable of doing anything at any given time. All of them getting sub-6 averages in the semifinal, joined with Caleb Chen, an up-and-coming star who is definitely worthy of potentially being on the podium. We also saw the race for 16th, or at least making the bubble into the final round. Daniel Gutierrez coming in at 16th place with that 686 average, cementing himself as the final spot in making it into the final here. It's electric. There's a ton of big names. I mean, looking up and down the lists. We got,
This battle
Kyle
is about to
Santucci representing
explode.
Canada, Neo Juarez representing the Philippines. We have Sean Mack pulling for my region already.
Yeah.
Ton of big names. Manu, who are you pulling for? There's 16 names here. Who's your pick?
Too hard
Max Park for the
to pick.
win.
It's very, very difficult to root against the reigning North American champion, the reigning U.S. champion, Max Park. But Luke Garrett, oh my, is he a very special solver? Does he have the sauce? Or will it be Luke Greiser, or will it be someone else entirely? Only time will tell. We are ready now to send it to Kevin Hayes to formally introduce us to the 3x3 final. Kevin, take it away.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to 3x3 finals at Rubik's WCA North American Championship 2026. After a long and exciting weekend of competing, we have our 16 3x3 finalists competing for $3,000 in the Morris Trophy. We will be getting things underway. First up, our 6th seed. He placed 9th at World Championships 2025. He's the current OH World Champion. He represents the Philippines, Neo Juarez. Our 16th seed is the champion of New England Regional 2025 from Connecticut, Daniel Gutierrez. Good luck, competitors.
And with that, we have been introduced to the first 2 solvers. Now, Neo is the 6th seed going into this final, but he will be solving first as he does not represent a North American country. He is paired with Daniel Gutierrez, 46th seed coming into this competition, and to get 16th place in round 2 and make it here is already a fantastic accomplishment. As Kevin introduced the 2025 New England champion, I mean, for him, it's just going to be just fantastic just being here, Zach.
Yeah, both Daniel and Neo, very talented, one-handed solvers, but in this final, of course, they're going to use 2. Neo, the only Ru user in this final. See how Neo starts off.
Yeah, Ru, a very interesting method where it's very different from CFOP. He's going to build 2 sides. A great start for Neo. 2 blocks and then a very, very fast CMLL into LSC 575.
Yeah, again, what we're looking for Neo, or what Neo is looking for on these scrambles, any sort of blocks allow him to take advantage of Ru's block building nature, giving him the opportunity to really succeed on any scramble. Daniel Gutierrez going up here now.
Now we get to the CFOP section of the event, and a 559 from Daniel Gutierrez. He's punching above his weight right now, Zach.
I was going to say very, very quick last layer. There's a replay of Neo's 575.
Yeah, I mean, just really good stuff from him. Ru is known for being very efficient. I mean, great CMO. It's a really, really. I mean, EO was done there. That's a great case to get. Fantastic stuff from our first two solvers. These are we have 14 more solvers to go, Zach. This is just insane.
Here's Daniel's. Look at that. Back soon.
Oh, very, very nice. The PLL skip there. Perhaps he knew exactly which of the two soons to perform. Great stuff.
Crazy how 5 seconds is like like the very bottom tier. It's crazy. Of
As Kevin
these
mentioned,
national.
Neo is the one-handed world champion. And for those of you who didn't know, this competition is only his 13th, I believe. Worlds was only his 9th competition overall. He is a very, very special solver as Neo. And it's awesome that he gets to represent his country on such a huge stage. Oh, a little bit locky there right after the CMO, getting lost a little bit. A 764 is Neo's second solve.
Yeah, one of the things that we often talk about amongst competitors is those with massive amounts of experience. I mean, Max Park going to hundreds of competitions, but Neo Juarez is only 13th, hasn't seen the big stage that often. Of course, performing at Worlds and now here at North American Championships, but simply just doesn't have the reps under his belt yet.
I mean, you could say a similar thing about Daniel. Yes, he's the New England champion, but the regional championships, certainly a different type of scale compared to a major championship podium like this. You can see a little bit of nerves there. And there's that last layer, 727.
I mean, overall,
So
he's
both
doing better.
competitors starting off with 5s, but then giving some back with 2 7s.
No, I think Daniel, little shocked to make it into the final again. All of the 16th seed, the last person to qualify for the finals. Again, coming into this competition as the 46th seed. If we had double the amount of people in finals, Daniel still wasn't expected to make it. So incredible showing in semifinals. Now looking to prove that he belongs in this finals. I mean, currently, he's pacing for that.
Not only a finalist in OH, Neo also 9th at the World Championship in 2025 in 3x3. Previously was the fastest first-time competitor. So many accolades to his name already at such a young cubing age. Amazing stuff. Now he lives in the United States as well. Looks like he got a little lost there. 673, excuse me, for solve number 3.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a replay of this here. One of the advantages of
Oh my god, he just did 6-7.
block building nature. It's a much shorter move count than typical CFOP, which we're going to see from most of our competitors here today. But sometimes, if you don't have that fluidity and you can't keep things moving, you're going to have to compensate with fast turning speed.
Sometimes can be a little tricky. I mean, this is some good turning coming out from Daniel. Actually very, very smooth despite some of the lockups there. Into the last layer. Doesn't look like he really got a hold of that last layer as he gets an 825.
Yeah, quite unfortunate there for Daniel. That is now counting at 727. I mean, really not a bad time to count. I don't think Daniel has expectations of making the podium here. Just kind of happy to be in the finals. But counting 727 doesn't put him out of it yet. Still get sub 7 with that. Just need to bring it back in.
And a sub 7, I think, will be reasonably competitive based on the times from round 3. And again, I mean, for Daniel, there was no way he was making this final, but he finds himself here after all. So Neo unsolve number 4 now. We are getting a good idea of where his average is going. This is not going to be a crazy average from Neo. Even if he counts that 575, he would still need to put a lot of work in to get something really crazy. And as of right now, not really looking on good pace for a sub 6 average, which would probably be needed to win the competition. So more solves like that would definitely help, though.
I was going to say, that's step 1 menu, is make that 575 count. And at 558, does bring down his best possible average to 602. if he can end up counting that, he can get low 6 here, which, given the results from the first 3 rounds, could put him quite high up in the rankings, maybe even on the verge of podium. But that 6.71 worst possible average, looking to avoid that as much as he can.
Yeah, if he can get to 602, that would definitely give him some sort of fighting chance. Daniel now, he's already counted the 727, so unfortunately his average is not looking fantastic. 603 though, very solid solve.
Number
Good
4 is
comeback
good.
from Daniel.
Again, both of these solvers really reclaiming their average on the 4th solve. You see here Daniel Gutierrez now counting that 603 he just got. 630 best possible, 718 worst possible. These solvers themselves are neck and neck. And it's quite funny. Daniel Gutierrez seeded 16th going into this final, but Neo seeded 6th. Maybe expecting a lot more from Neo, or Daniel is kind of outperforming his seed.
Yeah, certainly. Daniel looks like he actually got locked up there on what we call the AUF, adjust U face. Now, Neo is not really going to have this problem because, you know, he will he's going to do CML and solve his top layer, but keep that in mind. AUF, that's a term that we're going to refer to again and again throughout this final. Neo looking for the blocks on this scramble to see if he can find anything going here. I mean, wow, there we go. I would say that's something, isn't it?
Wow.
That is something. 602 best possible average for Neo Juarez. That might put him on the podium, depending on how other people do Manu.
Yeah, I mean, just fantastic stuff from Neo. He's gotten another 4 in this competition earlier, and yeah, as we take a look at this replay, yeah, I mean, the first 2 blocks, just fantastic. Pause for CMLL and a nice little LSC. Could not get much better for that.
Six move CMLL. Very nice there.
So good. So good. And now Daniel's final solve.
Facing
White
pressure.
cross. Yeah, it's just a little bit tough here. Looks like he's just locking up a little bit. And, you know, it didn't really matter how this average went. This is a huge win for Daniel Gutierrez, representing the New England region, is the New England champion. Just, I'm so excited that he's here.
I was going to say, just barely underperforming what was expected of him from the semifinal round. Great showing overall, and it's really hard to follow up when you know the competitor next to you started out with something, or ended their average with something really crazy like Neo's 457. Amazing showing there from Neo and Daniel. Neo taking it away in that matchup, 602.
Yeah, 15th seed coming into this competition, and 6th seed in the previous round, getting a 615 average. He's better that here with 602.
Congratulations to Neo and Daniel. Let's give them one more round of applause.
This is very concerning. That's scary.
Neo, you are wrapping up a pretty exciting weekend here at North American Championship. What has this weekend meant to you?
Why are we interviewing this
It's
early?
just really cool that I'm still able to perform, especially after not competing for 8 entire months. That's honestly it, because, you know, I'm here similar to Matthew Leong. Even if I would have got really good results, I still would feel the same way, like I've said in the 4x4 final yesterday, because I don't qualify for being a North American champion or anything like that. So I'm really just let myself just have fun in this competition. But again, still, I was really gunning for a personal record average. It's the last time I've gotten it was in 2024. So I really thought maybe just one last chance I could get it. But at the same time, that would also probably win the competition. So it was just so hard, so hard.
Well, Neo, we are so glad that you are here having fun. Congratulations on a very successful weekend.
An extremely successful weekend for Neo Juarez. I mean, exactly, no matter which way it would have gone, wouldn't have been eligible to win the title anyway. But we're very, very glad that he's here and he lives in the United States now. We're going to see some crazy solving from him in the future. Again, folks, just like his 15th competition, 13th, something like that. He's got many, many more ahead of him.
Of course. And again, that 602 average for our first average we see completed in the finals gives us hope that some of these other competitors might see something on these scrambles.
I have hope.
To pull off
I have
something
hope.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Neo is already in the clubhouse. All the other competitors have that 602 to beat, but here's the twist. They don't know that. They don't know what Neo got. Now, they do know that Neo went first. Neo being the competitor that he is, they know that he probably got something pretty decent, but he's using a different method entirely, so it's hard for those competitors to think about that. And honestly, they don't even want to think about that. But we're going to get ready to bring up our next two solvers. Let's see if they can beat the 6:02 mark and get ahead in the race for the North American champion title.
One.
You should be good with 3. Since 6
Oh.
went to the end, it'll be evens here until we get to 5.
We're just waiting to get set up to bring those two up. I want to talk a little bit about the scrambles a little bit while we have some time. So Daniel is a CFOP solver, and that 554, or the 559, excuse me, what did we learn from that one?
We learned that we need to lock in.
Started out with a white cross on that one, and I believe Daniel, dual color neutral, is solving on both white and yellow. But being able to find something quite fast on white means that a lot of these other solvers who are dual neutral,
let's
they're
bring
going
it
to find something really strong too. Again, we can't learn a whole ton from Neo's solving, given that he's using an entirely different method from the other solvers. But hopefully, Rue benefiting from block building. We'll see something.
Yep. Good luck to the two upcoming solvers. Let's have Kevin introduce them now that we're ready.
All right. Up next, we have our next pairing. In our 15th seed, he placed 8th at the Great Lake Championship 2024. He's from Ohio, USA, Nolan Wood.
Bro brought the bling. What the heck? Bro has the bling.
Our 14th seed was 8th at World Championships 2025. You may have heard him on the Millisecond podcast from Louisiana, Dylan Miller.
Oh, there we go.
And please welcome two fantastic solvers to the stage, Nolan Wood and Dylan Miller.
Dylan is about to lock in right now, guys. Could we be seeing a sub 4? He's done it before, so maybe we'll be able to see it live on stage today.
When we were doing our research, trying to figure out what Nolan has to his name, the best result we could find is that he got 8th place at Great Lakes Championship 2024. Nolan has not seen the top of many competitions in 3x3, especially major ones.
His last 100 3x3 solves span a period from 2024 to the present day. Yeah, just not competing that much. But here, completing the E-perm there, not a great last layer. PLL to get for a 688. Pretty solid start for Nolan.
I hate the E-perm. One of the worst ones.
Performing very close to the average that he got in semifinals. Not a name to be ruled out. Hopefully still going for sub.
I see we have 5 people in the chat right now. For those of you that are tuning in, we do have a 3x3 finals occurring right now. We just had Noah and some other guy in the 16th seed compete. Now we have Dylan Miller coming up to the scene. And he could be giving us something really epic right now, folks. Stay tuned. This is about to get lit.
So to be sitting in the 14th spot is certainly very close, probably a little too close to call for Dylan. But hey, he's in the final, and honestly, that's a big accomplishment in and of itself. Dylan is really going to give us an idea of what the top solvers are going to see here. He is one of the best turners in the world. I mean, great looking F2L.
Oh, and it's a
last layer.
+2.
The +2 there would have been a 563. One move off means we add 2 seconds. 763. That's a tough start for Dilly.
I mean, you got to look. I think we're going to go to a replay of it now, so you can see here.
World Cup, everybody jump.
Super high TPS. Gets to PLL and starts locking up, and then that locking up led to him getting that +2, not being able to continue on smoothly. Not a great start for Dylan.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. You can have like really, really nice F2L, like looking ahead well, have a nice efficient solution, but if you can't turn on that last layer, and of course the +2 to boot, just unlucky. See what Nolan can produce now. He is actually ahead of Dylan Miller so far, known for his OH solving. A cube slip from him. He's going to get a 7-second solve now as well.
Yeah, he dropped that cube with the misalignment up there that we're talking about, that +2 misalignment that Dylan
These maglevs are not working, guys. You're supposed to stop these misalignments.
He dropped it around like the 5 mark, like 5.5. You can see it there in a huge time loss trying to correct it to avoid penalties. Honestly, may have been worth it to just take the penalty.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, you can hear the audience react. We have the stream pulled
About to get
up for them
insane.
so they can witness the excellence that the solvers bring. Unfortunately, two kind of missteps for our 13th and 14th.
We have Dylan coming up for solve number 2. Solve number 2 right now, folks.
Dylan is a little bit
it's
of a
it's getting a little
momentum-based solver.
insane.
He starts hot. He tends to keep up that hot hand. But when he starts not hot, it's a little bit more dicey. Now, in
Dylan is preparing himself.
round 2,
Okay, mentally ready for this.
2 sevens, and then bring that back with 3 5s in a row en route to a low 6 average. And again, a low 6 average is the mark to beat. 602 at the moment.
Yeah, Dylan really taking up all of the warm-up time that he can get. Lock in mental state, shaking his head. Already doesn't look pleased with the scramble.
A couple of yellow pieces are looking kind of good, but maybe the continuation is not too great. I mean, Dylan is just turning through it, and almost an incredible solve from
542.
Dylan, but still ended up with a 554 with that cube drop.
I was gonna say we'll see the replay on it again, but I think 3 unfortunate
5 seconds is
timer
great.
stops in a row for the 3 solves, or 3 solves back to back. Yeah, look at that.
That could have been like a 501, maybe a 49.
Yeah, that A pyramid can be a little bit tough to execute. I mean, because he had to do the AUF there at the end. I told you to pay attention to it, everybody.
Say just about every solve will end up dealing with it. Got to make sure that you can predict it, avoid it, whatever you need.
And when it doesn't, exactly, it's a huge advantage to the solvers.
Nolan solve 3 here.
A little bit pausey, but some fast turning. A 668.
Hey,
He's
668.
nodding his head, and yeah, he should. He again, like so. I was talking about that average of 100. 724, one of the slowest actually of the competitors to qualify for this final. So a 6.6 is actually quite good for him.
You see Dylan Miller here warming up his cube, warming up his turning, hoping to get back in this. I mean,
Dylan, I need you to lock in and get us a 4 right now.
Would count in the final calculation of Dylan's average. Going to need to make that 554 count if he wants to make something good here.
And again, we have a litany of incredible solvers yet to come. Dylan is aware of that. He's in here as the 14th place solver. He knows that the likes of Max Park, Matty Naba are going to come up. Luke Greiser, who's also a white-yellow solver. Just trying to see if he can A, find good solutions, B, stay efficient, and C, just turn and not lock up. If those 3 things he can do well, then he has a chance to really make a run for a podium spot. Can he continue on the 5 streak? Just not great up to all the Y2 means the solution is
Oh,
just
it's bad.
not
It's
there
really
for
bad.
Dylan. 676, just had to turn through it.
Yeah, Dylan, of course, laughing at the audience reaction there, but he's a little too displeased with that final result to really want to make any fun of it. I mean, that time is counting now. 676. Dylan averages almost nearly a whole second below that.
This is not good.
And now, I mean, with 6.7 as a counting time, he's trying to get to 6.0. That means he needs to count 5.3 for those to average out. That's going to be really tough. Either that
Getting
or
insane.
like 5.5, 5.6 back to back
Hey,
to even get close to 6.0.
He's got 2 solves to do it.
True. Nolan now, he is counting 688. So
A lot
he's
of
behind.
rotations.
But I mean, that is kind of what you're
7.05
expecting
is
from
good.
your OH solver. You're primarily looking for a TPS. They're going to turn fast. They're going to try and look ahead as much as possible, but maybe not as efficient as you need to be in order to really take one of these top spots. That last layer, I mean, that was actually a pretty good last layer, all things considered.
I was going to say that is going to populate his best and worst possible averages. 687 best possible if he counts that 668, 708 if he gets his war solve on his last. Not a lot of room there for wiggling, but seems to be an okay showing from Nolan. See what Dylan can do here.
One of the solvers that we were watching going into this, having potential to get onto the podium at the North American Championship, that is in jeopardy at the moment. But as Zach said, there's 2 solves left for Dylan to bring this back. And he is incredibly capable.
Oh God, I hope he doesn't get anything wrong.
Official sub 4-second solve. Trying to turn through this F2L onto the last layer. It's just not there, unfortunately.
5.9 is good.
597, still a sub 6, but I think his best is not going to be able to beat Neo. Yeah, 609. So Neo's going to stay ahead.
Yeah, just too many moves there that he had to crunch through. I mean, look at that PLO execution. Short algorithm.
Everybody's really locking up. They're not warmed up for this. You can still see those nerves in the turning that they're doing. So, you know, they got to get through those nerves if they want to pull out on top.
Couple of blue collar solvers, as the community has come to call them from time to time, primarily focused on just turning through things quickly, not necessarily coming up with the most efficient solutions. We're not going to see some pseudo slotting or other type of stuff. A tough F2L solution there for Nolan. A bit long. I mean, he's pretty happy, and he should be. Nice little last layer to get a 687. He's going to get a 6-second average.
Say 693 average here for Nolan Wood. Currently projected third, but we are quite certain that that's going to change throughout the rest of the final. Performing on average with what we were expecting from him from the first round. Good showing overall.
And Dylan now, he doesn't realize his fate is kind of locked here. He is going to be the top North American, so he will be sitting on top of the North American podium for some time. But the closer he can get to that VPA, the better his chances are of staying there, as we have 12 more solvers to come, and the quality of solvers is going to get better and better.
In a high-pressure environment, a 609 average must be respected by other solvers.
Oh, absolutely.
But Dylan really needs to work to get that.
A common thread I feel throughout this is that the last layer execution just has not been stellar. Can he kick it into that second?
Yo, Felix Zemdigs is in the chat. Yo.
Accurate in his turning. His F2Ls have generally been pretty good, especially on that 554. If you can find a good solution on scramble number 5, or even like a half decent solution, he has the capability to turn through it. Can we see some magic here from Dylan as he finishes his average?
No way.
Execution and a corner twist.
A corner twist is insane.
He will count that, and he's going to end up with a mid-6 average. Should end up with something like a 6.3. Once we get it populated, we'll see exactly what it ends up at. Just an unfortunate average from Dylan. I mean, pretty below his expectations.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Dylan did not perform well in the semifinals earlier on today. It's a step up from 2024, where he didn't even make the final round again there, even after an amazing showing. We're going to send it out to Alyssa S.
Corner twist as Felix enters is crazy.
All right, congratulations, Nolan and Dylan. Dylan, I know this last year has been a big year for you. You've been thinking a lot about cubing and a lot of personal development, all of that. How has your mindset been shifting as you've been coming into this championship?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Majors are always really hard, so I just try to take this one less seriously. Just try to get to finals and then do as well as I can. And yeah, not take it too personally. Try to do other things.
What does that look like, and how do you kind of stay focused and also stay balanced?
Oh man, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know. Just try to do whatever I can. I mean, obviously, cubing's my job, and you know, it's a big part of my life. So wherever I can get, you know, take a little walk, or you know, still get some practice in, but not as degenerate in the amount of hours. That's ideal.
Dylan, I know so many people in the community look up to you. Congratulations on a great finals performance, and we will keep on going.
Yes, we will indeed keep on going. 12 more solvers to go. And yeah, I mean, good work from Nolan. I mean, not even projected to make it into the final, and he ended up with a pretty decent showing, sub-7. All right, Kevin is going to introduce 2 more finalists, and then we'll have 6 results to take a look at.
Matters.
Next up, we have our third place runner-up at Great Lakes Championship 2026. He's a big cuber, 10th in the world in 7x7 average. From Ohio, Jack Pfeiffer. Our 12th seed was the Mid-Atlantic champion in 2024. He's competing in his first major championship final. From New Jersey, Sean Mack. Good luck, competitors.
Best of luck to Jack Pfeiffer and Sean Mack. Neither of these competitors were slated to make it into this final, but here they are. They find themselves ranked ahead of a great such as Dylan Miller and looking to perform for their state, for their personal records, and trying to vie for the North American crown. See if they can take it away from Dylan right now. 6:36 is the time to beat amongst North Americans. 6:02 overall, thanks to Neo Quarles.
About to go crazy.
Both competitors in what is the biggest final of their life at this point for 3x3. Jack, more well known for big cubes, still a highly talented 3x3 solver. Let's see what he finds on scramble number 1.
He's got White Cross facing him, and White Cross is going to be the choice here. It's a 7-move X Cross on White, thanks to our scramble analyzers for finding that. 786 for Jack. Seems like he just couldn't find that solution and just couldn't quite get it going. That's going to be behind the pace.
I mean, look at this last layer here. Lock up during the OLL algorithm, and then immediately losing grip during PLL. It's going to explain why we got such an unfortunate time there from Jack. Sean, ZB user, going to try and force ZBLL on every single solve. Also well known for his one-handed abilities.
Yeah, ZBLL is a very, very interesting method that we actually don't see too much of here in North America. Sean there, it looked like his F2L was a bit long. He ended up with a 690. I mean, pretty solid, all things considered.
I was going to say just a little bit slower than his qualifying average for this final. Sean Mack just got his first sub-7 average in a major championship this weekend, hoping to keep that streak going.
So while we have Jack on, we do sometimes see that big cube solvers are pretty decent at 3x3. What kind of overlap is there, Zach?
I mean, of course, big cube solving, you are reducing it to a 3x3. Again, it's a big cube. You want to turn into something that is much more manageable. An easy way to improve at big cubes, just be good at 3x3 to begin with. And it seems Jack has applied that thoughtfully.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good strategy. Being good at 3x3 will certainly help you in the big cubes. Well, it looks like he got to that EPLL pretty soon, but a bit locky for a 685.
I was going to say, losing grip here. Check it out in a replay. Soon into U-perm. Oh, but very poor execution of that last algorithm.
Let's go to Sean Mack now. Now, we talked about ZBLL but didn't really explain it, so this is my opportunity to explain it. He's going to try to force edge orientation after F2L, and then he's going to solve the rest of the cube from there. 470 plus algorithms. It is a huge task to learn and maintain. But here we go. Yeah, that's a ZB right there. Actually, that was a pretty short one, all things considered. 633 from Smack.
I mean, that's what these ZB solvers, we're going to see a few later on in the final, but that are really trying to look for. Solve that cross on top. Find a short algorithm there. Overall, safe move count compared to typical CFOP of OLL and PLL. 633 on solve 2 for Sean. He's on fairly good pace for what he normally averages.
Yeah, definitely want to shout out his recognition on that case as well. It was an H case. H can be a little bit tricky. There are some cases where there are 2 different angles to look at, but he did a great job there figuring out what exact case he needed to get, and good execution on what ended up being a pretty simple ZB in the end. We're on to scramble number 3 now for Jack Pfeiffer. He should be only solving on white and yellow cross. But there's a pretty clear answer. Oh, no, actually, there we go. There's a green cross. So color neutral solving, and I mean, great turning from him. As he gets a 609, he's steadily improving solve after solve, feeling like, really settling into the seat.
Oh, yeah, he's stoked about this one. Checking out the solution here. Yeah, it was very fast green F2L into soon, and then I believe G-perm. Great way to round out solve 3, counting that 685.
So Jack is steadily rising up the projected rankings with the 685 counting. I mean, still not fantastic, but if you can count that 709, he might be in some kind of business. Yellow cross for smack, just a very long F2L, unfortunately, but a nice 8-mover ZVLL saves the day, 721.
Yeah, Sean playing it up for the camera. Not too stoked about that solve, but an 8-move last layer, it doesn't really get much better than that.
The same 8-move last layer that was used to set the world record average from Xuan Yi Gung. That 371 was only recently bested by Yi Hung Wang, 351. Pretty good last layer. We got to investigate that last layer case, because that and its mirror have shown up several times in very, very key moments. Is it going to be a key moment here for Sean Mack? Perhaps. We'll see. A little bit of damage control never hurt anybody. Jack on scramble number 4. White cross the choice. I mean, like I said, he's getting better and better. And I mean, he had a great performance at the U.S. National Championship last year. Perhaps that's helping him kind of ease his nerves a little bit as he gets a 565.
I was going to say, amazing transition there between OLL and PLL, also between F2L and OLL. Really just a seamless solve there for Jack.
He has the chance to overtake Dylan Miller for the first place on the North American podium. Sean now, what can he produce on scramble number 4? White cross for him. Pretty decent F2L. There's the ZB recognition. 738, shaking his head. It could have been a bit better, perhaps.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is probably going to be well above what Sean got in the semifinal. It can be quite unfortunate ending out this golden run of his, making it into his first major championship 3x3 final. However, he's showing that he still has a good chance here. Again, you see that best possible, worst possible average of populated 681 BPA would put him ahead of Nolan Wood. 716 worst possible average, just barely ahead of Daniel Gutierrez.
Yeah, so not a lot of wiggle room there for Smack. Now Jack does have a pretty bad worst possible average, but based on where he's trending, I mean, we could see a low 5 here theoretically. Not too far off of what he is capable of. Can he produce another magic moment in a major final? As we've learned, a color neutral solver having some trouble picking the exact cross to use. Checking the watch.
A flare for the dramatics.
Oh my goodness. After all that blue cross, some pretty fast turning, a little bit pausey, a 623. That is a great way to end this average for Jack, who was not even projected to make it into this final in the first place. 639, not quite going to catch Dylan Miller.
I was going to say, just a hair behind, but Jack obviously very stoked about that average. An amazing showing on the biggest stage in North America. We're going to go to Sean for his 5th and final solve.
I think whatever way this ends up for Sean, huge accomplishment for him. Rolling average 708 coming into this. He ends up with the 706 as he's projected right now. Great accomplishment. A little bit locky to start things off. Just didn't quite get the solve off on the right foot. And it's going to be a 745 for him. It is worst possible average, unfortunately. So 716 for Sean Mack, representing the Mid-Atlantic community very well.
Yeah, not the last Mid-Atlantic face that we're going to see in this final, though. We have Jerry Yao coming on later, who's also going to give everyone a good run for their money.
Some crazy, crazy solvers, but we haven't seen anything too spectacular yet, Zach. I think the solvers are, the script is slowly coming together. Neo still at the top with 602. Dylan is sitting on first place in the North American podium, 636. Things are certainly heating up a little bit. Looks like Alyssa will be talking to both Sean and Jack. And yeah, we're set up, ready to go. Alyssa, take it away.
Sean, Jack, congratulations on a great performance in 3x3 finals at North American Championship. Now, I don't know, maybe this is reaching a little bit. I don't know if either of you necessarily expected to be in this final. So tell me what it meant for you to be competing here.
For me, like I've struggled a lot at major championships and getting the results that I believe that I have worked so hard for, and this is the first time that I feel like I've finally it's come to fruition and I've made the major final that I know I deserve the place in. So to be here, it's just an honor, and also to do it with Jack, he's a good friend of mine. So I'm just really glad to be up here.
Yeah, it was super fun to do it with Smack here, and I really didn't expect to make this final, but it really made up for some other results that I really wanted to at this competition. But yeah, this is definitely an experience I'll remember forever.
Do you want to tell me about the bling?
Yeah, Nolan Wood, who is at Red Stage's last group or whatever, he got it for like $15 on Amazon. And it just really it added to the experience a lot. So I'm happy that he got that. It was a great idea.
The bling went from the chain of Nolan to Jack to Stone to me, and I started wearing it on day 2, and I just have gotten good results ever since. So I don't think I'm ever taking it off. But yeah, I mean, hey, got a good experience with it. So yeah.
Shout out to the bling you got off the internet. All right, thanks guys, congratulations, and we will keep on rolling with 3x3 finals.
Sometimes it's those superstitions that propel you to great results. I mean, good results for both of them. Again, not projected to make this final in the first place, but here they are solving in front of the North American crowd and all you on YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
All right, congratulations to the Bling Boys. Up next, we have our 11th seed. He won the warm-up Carolina Pride competition last weekend, and this is also his first major championship final from New Jersey, USA, Kevin Prince. Our 10th seed is a 5-time national record holder, including the current national record average from Alberta, Canada, Kyle Santucci. Good luck to our competitors.
Welcome to the big stage, Kyle, and a big welcome to Kevin Prince. This kid is incredible. He is one of America's rising stars in speed cubing, seeded 11th, making his first major finals appearance. Zach, what can you tell me about this prodigy?
Well, of course, the Elite Cubing Initiative. You see it on the back of his shirt. One of Matti Hiroto Inaba's proteges. Kevin entirely focused on TPS, which we also see in Kyle Santucci. So we're going to see a turning battle of the ages.
Yeah, we're going to really struggle to keep up with this one. Thank goodness we have slow-mo replay. Kevin, what can he put together here? So yeah, I mean, there's some fast turning out of the gate. You can see that those pauses there. Unfortunately for Kevin, he's just not able to plan far enough in his inspection. He's turning so fast that his look ahead is not quite there. Still quite solid 9:35.
Yeah, of course. Feeling the pressure. I mean, the sea of people. I don't think Kevin has been in front of a crowd this big before. Only makes sense that he maybe feels a little bit of the weight going into solve number 1.
Oh, absolutely. Again,
no stranger, though, to the big stage, Kyle Santucci.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this guy, I've called him the best turner in the Western Hemisphere. If you watch some of his solves that he posts on YouTube, just mind-numbingly fast. He's a ZBLL user as well. Looks like he's going to go for White Cross. Working on those efficient solutions is definitely going to help him. Slowing down a little bit. Very nice U case, it looked like, as he got to 5:30. That is, hey, that time is very special to him. That's the Canadian national record that he holds.
Of course, that 5:30 going to put him very well positioned on our projected podium. I mean, of course, we're just one solve in, but 5.3, that's below Neo Quora's even. And yeah, there you see that ZBL execution. Just so fast turning. It's what Kyle's known for.
Kevin, again, one of these guys that we didn't expect to make it into the final. Certainly someone we were looking out for. You know, you want to root for the young guys, want to make sure that they're doing well, that they have a good experience at their first major. 28th seed, but here he is. He's on the biggest stage. 7:30 rolling average, so anything better than that is, you know, quite solid, is a good time for him. Bit of a lock up there to start things off. Again, we're seeing that bursty turning from him and then a lot of pausing. So just not able to look ahead, unfortunately, is Kevin. 8:20. Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure a little.
Yeah, and that's all right. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing Kevin on a major stage. I don't think it's going to be the last, though.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
although he's already basically cemented himself a poor average with that counting, at best counting 820, I think there's a ton of potential in him that we've seen, especially at local competitions in my area. Kevin is definitely going to be a name to remember, even if he doesn't end up in the top half of this round.
Indeed. Second place at the Canadian Championship last year was Kyle Santucci. He was actually slated to win the event, unfortunately, giving it away to Morgan Ye at the end, trying to not make the same mistake here at the North American Championship. Olo PLL this time for Kyle as he gets a 628.
Yeah, 628 still an amazing time. It's not below Neo's average, but it is below Dylan's. And if that ends up being the worst solve in Kyle's average, he's going to be in pretty good position to take a step onto the North American podium.
Nice little left-handed J-prim there. I feel like we don't see enough of that these days.
Oh, I do a ton of left-handed algorithms. I just do them really poorly.
Well, when you're watching Kyle, I feel like basically everybody in the world is B tier compared to him. Kevin locked in, it looks like, on White Cross. Yeah, I mean, yeah, looks kind of decent to start things off here. Yeah, this is looking a lot better from him, a lot less pawsy, still able to maintain his turn speed. Ooh, the last layer just didn't quite get it to go. 838.
Yeah, I definitely think it is apparent Kevin is feeling the nerves. Definitely something that is going to be worked on with Maddie Hiroto Inaba in their next meeting of the Elite Cubing Initiative. A lot of focus put into turning and solutions, but maybe just not into look ahead and nerve control.
For Kyle here, I mean, I feel like he has to also feel a ton of pressure. There's so much expectation put on him as the Canadian national record holder. He is the only Canadian in this final here, so he is representing his country as well as he picks Yellow Cross here. Really nice looking F2L back and forth there on the UZB, but he gets it to go in the end of 523. Kyle is looking pretty, and he's sitting on top of the overall podium.
Yeah, Kyle is counting that 530 that he got on solve number 1. That 523, still a lot of room to improve. I mean, we see here ZBLL, kind of lucky, long solution, ends up getting there. Going to be going very well positioned into his 4th solve. But we're going to see Kevin Prince, hopefully, able to reel this back in at least a little bit.
Even if his average ends up being not great, I think Kevin is definitely capable of some insane singles. On this scramble, the best time so far, 558. Neo using Rube. The best from a CFOP solver, 565 from Jack Pfeiffer. So there is certainly something here. Can Calvin look ahead enough, and can he turn his way to a fantastic solve? Just a little too pawsy, it looks like. The F2L taking too long. There's the last layer. Lockie on his EPLL, 825. Calvin looks like he's going to end up with an 8 average, but he should be very happy that he's here.
I was going to say, I mean, he came into this round with a 655 qualifying average. He just set a personal record average not too long ago of 611. There's still a lot of room up for Kevin Prince.
All right, now on this scramble, our scramble analysts Carter Thomas and Brandon Lynn, they found a nice continuation on yellow. There's a free pair by doing a fairly basic cross solution, and from there going to 2GL. But white cross is the choice instead. So looks like Kyle opted for something different. Still a fantastic result. 550, can't be too angry with that. He's on track for a sub-6 average. He's guaranteed to end up on top of the solvers so far.
I was going to say that best possible average, 534, worst possible, 569. I mean, 569 itself might end up on the podium, but 534,
that can win.
That's going to take a lot of work. That there, as you said, could end up winning this final. Kevin Prince on the solve 5, hoping to at least send the average off on a good note, even though he is guaranteed an 8-second average.
For Kevin here, you know, his average locked in to an 8, not fantastic, but this kid's brand value is going up. You should pay attention to this guy. If you go to a competition with him, you should check his results on WCA Live every week. He is going places, absolutely. bit pausey here as he continues on. There's this last layer, his final algorithm of the North American Championship 2026. A massive success for Kevin Prince.
It's going to see Kyle Santucci is the winner of the TPS battle. Kevin having the turning speed, but not necessarily the look ahead to transition between them smoothly.
All right, for Kyle, this is a huge solve. I know we're only halfway through the solvers, and I'm saying that this is a huge solve, but trust me, this is a massive solve. This solve could win the North American Championship right here, 534 best possible average. He only needs to beat 530 to do it. He's a great turner, one of the best turners in the world. Can he find the solution? And can he get his CBL down right? Yellow cross is the correct choice. Looking fairly decent, long F2L. And on the U, a 609 in the end. Fairly decent from Kyle Santucci. Was locked into a mid-5 average. 563 is certainly not shabby at all for the Canadian. Canada on top.
For now, we still have a ton of great solvers to go through. We have, again, Luke Garrett, Luke Greiser, Max Park, Matty Rogolanaba, our top 4 to look forward to. But Kyle Santucci, 563 average. We might be seeing that average on the podium. Might even see it get gold here, depending how our other solvers do.
Kyle has solved extremely well at NAC. He has struggled with nerves in the past, struggled to start averages well, struggled to end off good averages, but he looks like a completely different solver here as he sits on top, the only sub-6 solver in the first 8 solvers thus far. That is certainly going to be challenged by the solvers coming up, but Alyssa is ready with her compatriot, Kyle Santucci, ready to give a short interview. Let's hear his thoughts.
Kyle Santucci, congratulations. After the first half of our 3x3 finals, you are very solidly in the first position. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Could have been a bit better on the last solve, but I'm happy to get sub-6 in a major final. I think I held my nerves pretty well, so yeah, pretty happy.
What went into your preparation for this competition, and how did you keep those nerves calm for these 5 solves?
I have no idea. I just did normal practice, nothing special, and I just wasn't nervous as much this time. I don't know how or why. It feels random, but yeah.
Kyle, congratulations. You're on the bubble. You will watch these next 8 competitors very closely, I'm sure. Congratulations to Kyle, and we are headed off to our next pair of solvers.
Indeed, our next pairing is a fantastic one. 2 guys who have some incredible single results. Can they put those singles together to produce at least 4 good ones and maybe vie to beat 563 here at the North American Championship? I've been keeping it a secret, but now it's time to let Kevin unveil the secret of who our next 2 solvers are.
Next up, we have our 9th seed. He placed 9th at this competition in 2024, and he is #1 in the world for some of ranks both single and average. From Texas, USA, Ryan Pilot. Our 8th seed is the Mid-Atlantic Champion 2025. He's from New Jersey, USA, Jerry Yao. Good luck to our competitors.
All right, we are officially into the top 8, Zach, and we are kicking off with 2 incredible solvers. You heard from Kevin there. Ryan Pilot, perhaps the best all-rounder in the world. Actually, some of ranks both single and average #1. Yeah, I'd say he's the best all-rounder in the world.
Yeah, I mean, mostly well-known for his square one solving. Got 4th in the final round this weekend here at North American Championships. 2-time square one single world record holder. Got some fast 3x3 singles too. Can he pull off a good enough average though to make his way onto the podium?
This guy, he has a lot of knowledge, but also has a ton of TPS to back that up. It's just putting it all together into one solve and then putting those solves together into an average. Lots of potential here from Ryan. White cross to start things off for him. There's the ZBL recognition on the TKs. 557, that's a good start for her.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is going to be currently ahead of Kyle's average, so he's on pace for it. but he's going to need to keep times in this zone to be able to be one of the contenders for the North American podium.
Yeah, so Ryan, I think officially has like a low 5 average or mid 5 average, but his average of 100 overall 640. That speaks to his inconsistency a little bit. So hopefully he can kind of rein that together. 649 average of 100 for Jerry Yao. He will need to do significantly better than that if he is to vie against Kyle Santucci, Dylan Miller, or Jack Pfeiffer, who currently sit on the North American podium.
Yeah, Jerry, someone not to sleep on. I mean, seeded 8th going into this final for a reason.
Nice little F2L there. Pretty decent last layer. 677. Feels like the turning is not fully there for Jerry, but 6-7 to start things off. He has 4 more solves to put something together here.
Yeah, Jerry, I know from all of my experience seeing him at local competitions, definitely struggles with nerves sometimes, and especially in a major championship final like this, can imagine it hitting him a little extra hard.
I mean, who wouldn't struggle with nerves? I mean, think about all the people who are in the venue here, all of you watching online. It is a major final, and you know, your results are being broadcast all over the world. People are going to talk about it. We're going to say that you're a major finalist coming into this. Wherever you go in the future, people are going to know you as a major finalist. So of course, there's certainly some pressure. It's really like, how are the solvers going to handle that? In speedcubing, so much dexterity goes into it, where if you are off just a little bit, your finger twitches at the wrong time, you lock up, you +2, you DNF, and you're completely out of the race. Solve number 2, Ryan Pilot. Only one solver has gotten a sub-6 on this so far. That was Dylan Miller. Can Ryan be the second? Not quite. 639. He's going to give back some room on the race against Kyle Santucci.
I was going to say, Ryan really, as mentioned on the first solve, needs to stay in that zone around that 5-6 range to be able to make it onto the North American podium. I'm currently projecting it's going to take sub-6 will probably put you in good range of that.
Yeah.
Ryan falling a little bit short right now. 6-3, though. Not impossible to come back from.
I feel like for Ryan, this is almost turning into a mean of 3, except he needs a little bit more. Depending on this solve, let's see if Jerry is going to share the same fate. He's going to want to get something good. I think he's really, really, really going to need to pull for a sub-6 here. At the very worst, 6-0. I mean, this is some great pace from Jerry. Can he get the ZBL? Yes, he can. That is a mid-5. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. A great solve there from Jerry Yao.
Yeah, we saw that amazing recognition going into ZBLO there. Yellow cross solution. Watching it back in slow motion here while we have the time. As ZBLO, fast execution, quick timer stop, 542. That's going to put him back in the running for hopefully an amazing average. Still got 3 more solves, though, to finish up.
So between these 2 solvers, Ryan came into this competition as the 9th seed. He's the 9th seed here. So he performed up to chalk. Jerry was the 18th seed, and he got 10th. Now, his PR, I think, is certainly is not fully balanced. 8th. Is not fully balanced against his average of 100. So good to see Jerry kind of perform quite well. A little bit of a pause there from Ryan in F2L. This doesn't look like the smoothest solve. The ZBL recognition execution just not fully there. We've seen Ryan do a lot better. 707, not a solve he's going to be proud of.
Yeah, that is going to count the 639. Again, not an awful counting time to have, but when you're trying to be matching Kyle Santucci's 563, it's not really enough.
And I mean, yeah, in the projected right now, because he's counting the 639, he's actually fallen behind of Dylan Miller. They go to many competitions together in the South and have definitely tussled several times. Actually, the Southern Champion title has gone back and forth between them a couple times as well. Jerry, like I said, just what the doctor ordered. Can he continue that streak? Looking okay. Oof. Gotta feel like this F2L is a little too locky, the solution too long, the last layer locky and too long. It's fine. You got 1 solve to give away. 819. What does he need to do from here to stay in the race?
Say, I'm afraid he already gave away his 1 solve the average with that 6-7 at the start. I mean, just unfortunate turning there from Jerry, trying to maintain that composure. Going to fall behind Ryan in the projected rankings now, fall behind Jack Pfeiffer, actually. Again, 677, not impossible to come back from, especially with that 542 under his belt. Going to take a lot to swing this back in Jerry's favor, though.
Yeah, both competitors are in an interesting position right now because they have one time that's like not particularly fantastic. They need to do a lot in order to kind of get back into the race. But luckily, both of them do have mid fives where they do have that potential to either count that time or something just even slightly worse than that will work for them as well. But it will be an uphill battle for both Ryan and Jerry. The grade seems like too much. This is probably going to end up as some sort of penalty here, not just the +2, but because it seemed like Ryan might have stopped the timer with the cube still in his hand.
We saw a 4 from our judge,
There we
Katie Hole,
go.
there. That is going to be a 10.63 for Ryan Pilot, counting the 7:07 that we saw at the start there. That is not a good addition to the average.
That's a really tough one from Ryan. I mean, Ryan is such an experienced competitor, and that's just a critical mistake. And that's, again, it's a pressure thing. He does hundreds of solves, maybe even 1,000 solves every single month, has probably never made that mistake, at least in the last year, if not several years. But on the major stage, cracks start to show in the armor, and it's just, it's tough to see.
At the end of the day, all these competitors are trying to stop the timer as fast as possible. And sometimes your hands move before your brain thinks.
Yeah.
Jerry out here, Sol 4, still some potential to swing it back in his favor.
Yeah, I think here we really want to see something like 5.960. That's going to bring him back into the race, at least for Dylan Miller. I don't think he's going to be able to catch Kyle Santucci. You need to count 4.6 for something like that. And this solve is just, we're just not on the path for that, unfortunately. This is the just not a great solve. 7.79. A poor one here for Jerry. I mean, he's in this final. That's huge for him already as the defending Mid-Atlantic champion.
Yeah, that's going to push him back into projected rankings all the way behind Daniel Gutierrez, currently projected 9th now. He's going to need to count that 5-4 on his second solve. Well, now going into his 5th, if he wants to have any hope of moving up the ladder. Ryan Pilot, solve 5.
Yeah, so both competitors actually ended up with a similar story after 4 solves. Can Ryan at least close this out with a bang? Like we said, he has a propensity for good singles. Yellow cross the choice for him. Nice little F2L, a soon ZBLL, anti-soon ZBLL to be exact. 560, he will count that time close to best possible average.
And that's just what he needed to beat Dylan Miller out and move his way onto projected 3rd.
1/100th of a second ahead of Dylan Miller. So he is on not just the projected podium, but also the North American projected podium thus far. I mean, that's some good solving. I mean, to come back from such a critical error like that +4 just goes to show the kind of solver Ryan is. Just, again, couldn't get it to go. 2 out of 5 solves, absolutely fantastic. 1 solve that was kind of okay-ish, but the 2 poor solves ended up costing him this one. What could have been, couldn't have been. It's all in the past now.
Of course, Jerry, solve 5 here. Maybe, again, like you said, hoping to just go out with a bang here. Counting that 542 will give him a 666 average, projected above Nolan Wood in 6th place. But he's got to work hard to do that.
Yellow cross for him as well, so he's just going to be just doing your standard CFOP stuff. It looks like he actually had some interesting cancellation there, but the turning not coming together. A 748 in the end. Making it into a final is no joke, Zach. I think Jerry should be pretty proud of what he's put together here, even if it wasn't his best work.
Of course, and we see kind of the reverse of what we were talking about with Ryan. The brain thinking too quick for the hands to be able to catch up. Unfortunate end to Jerry's average, currently sitting 9th in our standings, right behind Daniel Gutierrez and ahead of Kevin Prince. We are going to send it out to Alyssa Esperez now, who is standing with Ryan Pilot.
Jerry and Ryan, congratulations. Ryan, you are no stranger to major championship stages, to competing across many events. What did this one mean to you?
I was mostly just glad to have made it. Yeah, I didn't feel too nervous. It was probably about the same as 2024. I'm glad I didn't get that bad of an average. It's all right, yeah.
You're actually just by 0.01 in the 3rd position right now. So how are you feeling hearing that news?
I highly doubt that podiums, but it's better than 2024, which is my goal. So.
Well, Ryan, congratulations. A great performance on the World NAC stage, and we are headed off to our next pair of finalists.
Yep, we're getting started for our next pair, our 5th and 6th seeds, I believe. going into this final. Once again, Manu Singh Hall, Zach.
7 and 5.
Oh, right. Yes, because of Neo. Yes. Thank you. Good correction from Zach Rydell. And we're ready to introduce him. Let's send him down to Kevin.
All right, we have 6 competitors left. Just making sure they're here. Yes, they are. All right, our 7th seed. He is placed 13th at U.S. Nationals 2023, and he's coming back. He's coming back to the major international final for the first time since then. From Illinois, USA, Ben Zhao. Our 5th seed was 4th at CubingUSA All-Stars 2025, and this is his highest seed ever coming into a major championship final. From Georgia, USA, Caleb Chen. Good luck to our competitors.
And a big welcome to Ben and Caleb. Ben Zhao going to start things off for us here. Unfortunately, a bit of an inconsistent solver, but when he has some highs, he has some really high highs. 3rd place in the 2025 Great Lakes Championship, just behind Dylan Miller and Luke Garrett. So he is able to throw punches with them, so to speak. Can he continue to do the same thing here? Now, Dylan unfortunately gave up some of his solves. He's off of the overall podium and just barely holding on to the NA podium. Can Ben maybe deliver the knockout blow? Remains to be seen.
6:54 there for Ben Zhao. Ben is a color-neutral solver. We have seen some advantages on other cross colors in this final so far, especially thanks to our scramble analysis team. But Ben opting for white cross there, getting 6:54. If you are not looking at the live stream yet, you've just been listening, keeping it off in the back of your mind, tune in now. Caleb Chen, one of few people with a sub-6 average in the semifinal, your 5th seed, someone to absolutely watch out for.
He has been called the future of North American speedcubing and has kind of lived up to some of those expectations. Is just an amazing solver. He's getting better at dealing with the pressure. He's a full ZB solver and has been for quite a long time. There it is, that ZB level of 419, the first sub-5 of NAC 2026.
And not just sub-5, sub 4.9, 4.8, all the way down 419. An incredible time here from Ben, or not from Ben Zhao, from Caleb Chen. I told you to get your eyes on this kid, and look, prove myself right, Manu.
Caleb has us flustered in the booth, off to a flying start. His best start, best seeding going into a major final thus far. Like I said, it feels like he's really coming into his own to some extent, getting better and better with dealing with pressure. Just remains to be seen. Now Ben, after that huge reaction, has to respond on scramble number 2. What can he put together here?
Maybe eyeing up
Back into
orange. Gonna eye up yellow cross here.
Interesting, yeah. Passing up a potential good solution on red cross. A little bit locky. 7:27 is the time for Ben Zhao. Yeah, I just feel like he couldn't get the whole thing together, but I mean, all in all, not terrible for his standards.
I was gonna say quite good flow from F2L into OLL there. But again, lock up during PLL and a wrong solution is going to get you a 7. Also difficult to follow up Caleb Chen, especially after a clearly fast time. Can Caleb follow up after his 419?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure on him as well. Unfortunately, not really a good continuation for the white-yellow solvers. What can Caleb put together here? I mean, yeah, just got lost in that final F2L. And there's the ZB recognition, wasn't fantastic. 7:17. So again, this is what I was talking about. This is now a mean of 3 for Caleb. Realistically, he's not going to beat 491, but he really can't get any worse than 717. So these next 3 solves are most likely going to be his counting times.
Ben Zhao waiting for his puzzle, trying to regain his composure. Again, color neutral solver, hopefully able to reel some good solution in here. Got a big crowd here for finals, it looks.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I mean, every year speedcubing draws more and more people, and it's solvers like Caleb, it's solvers like Ben, it's solvers like the 4 solvers we are yet to see. when the solvers are amazing, it makes our job as commentators way easier as well. All right, on scramble number 3, the notes that we have here, there's an 8-move, fairly obvious X cross on green. So as the color neutral guy, potentially Ben has a chance to see that. I mean, he's got green on the bottom right now, looking all over, seeing if he can extend this in any sort of way. And yeah, green cross is the choice. It does look like he went for some kind of X cross. There's the Soon. And the last layer, ooh, the fumble there right on the AUF, and 682 for Ben Zhao.
I mean, gonna get nice, get some footing, at least sub-7 right now. At a time is counting in his average. Fairly good solution there, going for blue X or for green X cross, but just not able to end it on a strong note. Cube drop, having to face the +2.
All right, let's listen up for Caleb Chen. What can he produce here? White cross, some great turning. The ZBLS, though, a little bit shaky. There's the LZB. I mean, the recognition was good, which I have to sell it a little bit. A 619. Now, that solve is going to count. It's not up to the par of Kyle Santucci, but Caleb has a lot of room to count some really incredible singles.
Again, that 419 leaves the room wide open for his essentially mean of 3 on his last 3 solves. Replay of Caleb Chen, yeah, shaking a head there. Not too pleased. I know a lot of solvers would be amazed, be stoked about a 619 in finals, but Caleb, knowing he had a little bit more to give on that.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate for him, but I think we're going to continue to see him rise up the projected rankings. He is in 3rd right now because counting that 619. As we wait for Ben's puzzle, I want to tell you a little bit more about him because you probably don't know that much about him. He was 28th in the semifinal at the World Championship last year. Again, that's a pretty huge stage, not able to make the final there. But his rolling average of 100, 685 actually. So when he got, the 682, it's about pace for him. Compared to the rest of the field, it's nothing spectacular. He was the 16th seed actually coming in to this final. So the fact that he's here isn't too much a surprise, but he was on the bubble, now trying to make the most of whatever he can put together here. 682 is counting. Can he put together something really nice here and continue to move up? Nice. Tried to do that cancellation there. That OLL is easy to kind of look ahead a little bit into your PLL, but Locky, and he ends up with a 710.
As I say, opting to do white on that scramble, according to our scramble analysis, takes a lot more work than we would think compared to green, but maybe seeing ahead that green didn't have as good of a continuation. A lot of potential there. Lost. Caleb Chen inspecting 4 now.
Now on this one, yellow is fairly nice. You get a free pair, but he is going to do white. Got lost there a little bit on the ZBLS. The final turning isn't fantastic, but a 581 is a fairly good solve. And like I said, this guy, he continues to rise up the rankings. 6.0 is his projected average. 540 his best possibles. And to do that, he would need to count 419. That I don't think is going to happen. But if he gets something like, it's going to be tough to catch Kyle, isn't it?
I mean, we're seeing now 490 is the time that he's going to need to be able to beat Kyle Santucci.
There you go.
That's not out of Caleb's wheelhouse. It's fairly possible, but man, he's got to work for it.
Yeah, yeah. Kyle doing yellow on that scramble number 5. We couldn't really figure out why. We'll have to kind of see what other people do. Maybe there's something that they saw, but it seems like white is actually is the better choice here. It's fairly easy to force a free pair, and then continuation, we can go on from there. Even if it isn't the best, being able to plan that much inspection can give you that kind of leg up and be able to inspect a bit further. Ben looks like he's not quite able to choose his cross color. Yeah, he's still moving around. In the end, he's ended up settling on blue cross. Now his last layer here ends up with a 636. I mean, that's a good solve for Ben Zhao. He's going to get best possible average, a 693 for him. That will slot him into 7th place.
No, you were looking at Nolan Wood.
Oh,
Ben Zhao,
my apologies.
682 average will get him into 2nd place ahead of Nolan Wood's 693. Good finish there for Ben Zhao.
And there you go. Thanks to our graphics team, 490, now is the time to beat in order for him to pull ahead of Kyle Santucci. and become the leader going into the final 4 solvers. Can he get something incredible here and stay at the top? Caleb Chen, yellow crossed the choice yet again, even though the white was easier. Still a fairly good solve. He had a chance there, but ended up with a 583. So Kyle hangs on at the top, but Caleb Chen, another sub-6 average. He's in second place. He bumps down Neo Juarez. Ryan Pilot's in third place on the NA podium. Neo, third place overall.
Yeah, and our next 4 solvers, all of them hoping for sub-6 themselves. It's going to be an amazing top 4 here coming up. I don't know. I'm amazed. I was a little hopeful seeing more from Caleb Chen there.
Yeah.
But sub-6 in a major final after having so much struggle dealing with nerves.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a pretty good end.
I think it's pretty good. I think for Caleb it's been pretty tough. I mean, he had good finish at Western Championship last year, finishing just behind Max Park. But this is, I think, his best finish in a major so far. He actually didn't even make the World Finals. I actually don't think he even made the semifinals, if I'm remembering correctly. So good job to Caleb. Let's hear a little bit more from him.
Congratulations to Caleb and Ben. Caleb, you just put down the fastest solve we've seen so far in these finals, and then a very solid average to put you in the second place position as of now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, especially because I did like trash at like Worlds 2025, like didn't make semifinals, so I'm really happy to do good at this comp.
Yeah, congratulations. I know you went from a 4 to a 7, and that's just a big range from your first 2 solves. So how did you lock back in and make sure that these last 3 solves put you in a good position? What did the last 3 solves feel like for you, just to make sure that you could get in a good position coming out of your average?
They felt pretty good, but they were a little shaky, but I guess I just kind of just accepted it and tried to do as good as possible.
Caleb, congratulations. A great performance at North American Championship 2026 in 3x3 finals, and we are off to our second last pair.
The penultimate pairing is about to come up, but before that, yeah, I mean, great work to Caleb Chen. I think he was also feeling it a little bit there throughout the interview. Ended up with that mean of 3, like we said. Second place NA, not bad behind Kyle Santucci. Don't forget, we are also crowning the U.S. podium here, too. So he's actually number 1. So right now, he's the front runner for the U.S. National Championship. We got 4 more solvers left. They are going to have something to say about that, Zach. Oh, you're going to want to be ready for this. Turn up your volume. I think you're going to hear the crowd cheer when Kevin announces the next 2 solvers.
All right, we have 4 competitors left, and they are all household names. In your 4th seed, he is the North American average record holder. He won this event in 2022, placed 3rd in 2024. From Hawaii, Maddie Hiroto Inaba. Our 3rd seed, you've probably seen it as CubingUSA Booth. He placed 2nd in this event in 2024. From Kentucky, Luke Greiser. Good luck to our competitors.
And now we have begun the final 4. These guys, definitely the projected ones to end up on the podium. The hero from Hawaii, Maddie Hiroto Inaba. He is the North American record holder. Set it at a big stage, the national championship last year. Well overdue for a great result like that.
Unfortunately, though, at that same national championship, wasn't able to bring it home in the finals. Got 3rd, sitting behind Max Park and Christopher Sun. Max Park we'll see in the next pair. Christopher Sun, though, unfortunately, not making it in the finals, will not see the national podium this year.
Can Maddie kind of vanquish, some of his demons from that national championship? Surely looming over him. He is a color neutral solver, an incredibly fast turner. Pay attention to his transitions between OLL and PLL. There is no transition there as he gets a 5.54 ahead of Kyle Santucci, if you can count that.
Yeah, we saw a little slip up during PLL, just to think that solve could have been another 20th of a second. 20th? 2/10 of a second faster. You can see it, just losing grip there on the final few executions of moves. Hey, you could only ask so much. 5.54 still a great start to the average. Luke Greiser, amazing showing at the last North American Championship. sitting on the podium right behind Max Park, the North American champion. A huge accomplishment for Luke. Hoping to double back.
The first of our solvers to have counted a sub 5-second solve, a 4:01 in the last round. Can Luke keep up this incredible momentum that he's had recently? Really feels like he's coming into his own. Knows a lot of ZBL. Let's see if he ends up using any of it. A nice looking, amazing last layer from Luke Greiser. Whoa, we got a show here, Zach. 2 5s back to back.
Yeah, that is a hot start for both of our competitors, especially Luke, though. I mean, just amazing transition between the steps of CFOP. That 519, that's going to hopefully not have the same effect that we saw in Caleb Chen. 419, turning average into a mean of 3. Luke Reiser, a lot of potential to finish off this average. Let's see what he can see in the next few solves. But first, Matty Roto-Inaba, solve 2.
These guys finished 3rd and 4th at the North American Championship in 2024. They're coming in 3rd and 4th again, looking to improve their results. Some good turning from, oh, the commentator's curse there right at the end. 583, normally a great solve, but with the 563 in the bank, and you saw the 519 from Luke, Matty is going to want this one back.
Yeah, you just had to say something, Manu. I mean, you can see right here during PL execution, right there, losing that grip on the cube. Maybe wondering if Matty is just getting nervous, knowing how good pace he is on. Losing grip at the final second, thinking he's already done. Brain working faster than the hands.
Both of these guys, these guys got a lot of similarities. They were also finalists at the World Championship last year. Matty actually finishing 1st amongst all Americans ahead of, well, I'm not going to name him, but he's going to be in the ultimate pairing at the very end. Right now, all eyes are on Luke Greiser. 519. You could not have wanted a better start than this. Just can he continue his pace? He's got yellow on the bottom right now. Is he going to stick with that cross? Taking an extra beat just to make sure he's all set. Big rotation there in F12. Ooh, the ZBLL here. At some point, he had turned off his ZBL knowledge, but guess what? He knows it.
He knows it. Throwback there to the famous "Does He Know It" clip in 2023 U.S. Nationals. You could even tell the audience, as soon as he got to ZBLL and paused for just a moment, got a bit of a reaction there, thinking maybe it's going to happen again.
I was talking about how hard H is to recognize. Exactly that case. It's a symmetric case, so it's really, really, really tough. We're going to go straight into Matty. Green cross. The turning is not here, though. This is going to be the one that does not count for him. 626. And he's going to, like, that one is going in the rearview mirror immediately.
Yeah, I was going to say, it really looks like a great solution here on green, but just not being able to keep up with the turning. Brain faster than the hands, an issue that we've seen in the last few solves by Matty. Sitting just behind Kyle on the projected podium, though. Maybe there's still hope. I mean, it's Matty. There's still hope. Of course there is.
Oh, definitely. He can get a lot of crazy singles. He can, look, again, if he counts 554, he's going to claw himself back into this to some extent. He's going to need to count something a little bit better than that as well if he is to keep pace with Kyle Santucci. Greiser now kind of turning into a mean of 3 for him, although he can still count 519. Let's see what he ends up picking here. It looks like it's going to be yellow cross. Fairly decent F2L, even though there are a lot of rotations. Just felt a little bit long. Tried to do the soon ZB. Unfortunately, it was not there. 815. And it looks like it's going to be a +2 as well. That is a really, really, really tough for him.
Yeah, that might be the end of Luke Greiser's North American Championship run. I mean, we saw a 4-0 single from him in the semifinals. A lot of potential there, but misrecognizing the ZBLL, giving him PLL still to have to do, and then not finishing the AUF on PLL. Spells 10-second time for Luke Greiser, falling all the way to 13th in the projected rankings.
Matty's going to get too quickly, but I'll return to talking about ZBLL and Luke Greiser in a moment. What can the Jedi do here? Can he come up with some magic? It's going to be orange cross the choice. The turning once again, just not fully there. Ended up with a decent last layer as well. 574. I think he's not going to be able to catch up to Kyle.
I was going to say, Kyle, if I were him right now, I would be stoked. I mean, we're looking at Luke Greiser not really having the most amazing showing. Matty Roto-Inaba now guaranteed to not be ahead of Kyle Santucci. Kyle Santucci guaranteed to be on the podium for this competition, regardless of what happens with Luke and Max.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Luke Garrett. Sorry.
Greiser now with that counting 7, just needs to just do whatever he can. Can he claw himself back into this some way, shape, or form? The turning, unfortunately, not there. Going into the OLPL, the transition is not great. 6.94. What could have been? Starting off with that 519 looked like there was such promise. Unfortunately, so unfortunately, not able to see Pete Greiser today.
Yeah, a fairy tale ending to 2024 North American Championships for Luke Garrett. Not the same story being told this go-around. Quite unfortunate. Still, moved up a little bit, projected 12th now. But it's going to take a lot to claw his way back to the top.
And here's something interesting, actually. So Maddie, if he gets worst possible average, ties with Caleb Chen, but he would lose on the best single. So he's actually, I would say he's behind Caleb at the moment. 6:26 is the time to beat if he is going to pull ahead of him and have any chance to get onto the podium whatsoever. Cannot catch Kyle. Blue Cross turning as fast as he can. There's that good, smooth transition from OLL to PLL. 5:46. I think that should put him ahead by quite a margin in the end. It is a 5:70 average for the Hawaiian hero. Not the NAC we thought that he'd be able to pull out. But right now he's sitting in second, and you know he might end up staying there after our last 2 solvers.
Yeah, just 700ths of a second behind Kyle Santucci. It's a tough pill to swallow there for Maddie, but hopefully being able to still see him on the podium. Kyle Santucci, though, guaranteed to be on your North American podium.
And the last solve now coming up for Luke Greiser. I mean, it's a great one. 409. Look, it might not have been the best average, but Luke Greiser is a competitor. Pulled out a 4-0 in the last round. Another 4-0 to seal off his NAC.
I mean, I guess I spoke too soon about the fairy tale ending. Maybe there's something. I don't know. Amazing solving there from Luke, even if the average didn't go his way. We are going to go straight to Alyssa Esperaz, who has Maddie Hiroto Inaba here.
Oh, a little photo opportunity for Greiser. I mean, look, he deserved it. Again, yeah, like, you know, just couldn't quite get it to go in the end. I mean, but as we talk about Maddie coming up here, second place on the North American podium, overall podium right now. Actually, we're guaranteed that the podium is going to be fully NA. All right, Alyssa, let's hear what Maddie has to say.
Maddie Hiroto Inaba, after that performance, you are in the second position. I know that's probably not exactly where you wanted to be right in this moment, but how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Gave it my all. I was in a good headspace. My hands weren't really shaking at all. So yeah, just wasn't my time, but we'll get them next time.
Maddie, you have had a very big weekend, but yeah, just what has this weekend meant to you as you look back on it? And a week from now, how do you think you're going to be feeling?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to feel great. I think my past performances were not very good, but I think, yeah, I'm although I'm second, I'm pretty satisfied with my performance today in terms of my mental state, which is ultimately the only thing you can control, right? So I did that well. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
Maddie, you are a pro. We will watch this next pair with our rapt attention alongside you. And if you are at home, do not go anywhere.
Manu, North American Championships often just get seen as the United States Nationals for the year. But right now, guaranteed on the podium and projected first, Canadian Kyle Santucci would be the first Canadian to potentially take home the North American crown.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. But of course, 2 solvers have something to say about that. And oh my, they are some of the best solvers, not only in the US, not only in North America, but in the world. To pull up their introductions, I think Kevin Hayes is going to need to save his breath for this one because they're going to have some long ones. Kevin, it's yours.
It is time for our final 2 seeds. Our second seed was third at this event in 2022. He's the back-to-back one-handed national champion. He got third at 2x2 at this weekend already. He's from Indiana. You all know him, Luke Garrett. Our top seed is an 11-time North American record holder, a 5-time world record holder. He has the North American record single. He is the national champion in 2017, 18, 23, 24, and 2025. A 2-time world champion and the current North American champion. He's from California, Max Park. Good luck to our competitors.
Two of the greatest speed solvers our sport has ever seen, Zach. This is going to be an absolute tussle. It's been a fantastic NAC for Luke Garrett defending his national champion title in OH. It's already been a huge win onto the 2x2 podium as well. Was chasing the NAR and another sub-5 average in round 2. Couldn't get that one to go. Second place entering this round. This kid just never fails to perform.
Yeah, you know the name, you know the face, you know the reactions. Luke Garrett, the other Luke G in this final, hoping to pull off something incredible here. Color neutral solver could see some great solutions.
Both of them are color neutral. There is a 7-move white cross. According to the scramble analysis, every solver will choose to do either white or yellow. Here it is. There we go. There's this last layer now. Does he know the ZB? Yes, he does. That's algorithm knowledge there from Luke Garrett. A bit of hesitation to recognize it because he is not a ZB user in his own right. But 553, very, very solid start. That's putting him ahead of Kyle Santucci.
Yeah, Kyle is the man to beat right now. I mean, Kyle solidified onto the podium. Everyone else has to do the work of getting around him. He's already sitting pretty. Not sure where in the convention center, but I'm sure somewhere.
Oh, he might be a bit of a nervous wreck. I mean, 563 for Garrett. It should be beatable. Luke Garrett is one of the only North Americans to have a sub-5 average, one of only 3 actually, along with Maddie. And this man, perhaps the greatest solver of his generation, certainly the greatest solver of all time, Max Park, 2-time world champion. Only Felix Zemdegs can lay claim to that. Currently has the North American record single with 313 back when that was the overall world record. What can Max produce here? He's had a good competition in his own right. White cross again, some great turning from Max. Those classic single flicks there on the OL into the PLL G perm, a 587 for him.
As I say, not as good of a start as Luke, of course. Max projected 4th with that single. If he got that as his average right now, wouldn't even make the North American podium. But Max, known for his consistency, you can always bet on Max Park to get high 5, mid 5, low 6, low 5, somewhere in that ballpark without any doubt. Maybe not having the best 3x3 run at this competition so far, but hopefully he can perform where it matters most. Luke Garrett been on a crazy run in 3x3 here. We saw 511 average earlier in this competition. Maybe he can bring it back.
I want to talk about the scramble a little bit. There's a 6-move red cross that is optimal. There's a really solid spammy continuation from there. Luke is a TPS-based solver. He is a really, really, really good turner. There is that red sitting in front of him. No, he's going to move for something else. It looks like he's going to end up going for green. He does tend to weight heavily towards, or rather away from red and orange. Perhaps a missed opportunity for him here as he gets a 688.
Yeah, and that's going to send him falling down the rankings there. You're allowed 1 bad solve in your average. You get 5, take away best and worst, average and middle 3. Let's just hope that that doesn't become one of the counting times in his final average.
Yeah, very interesting for me to see him choose green there. I feel like he just did not get set on his cross color of choice. That is kind of the drawback of being color neutral. Because you have 6 options, you just cannot evaluate them as deeply. You're under the pressure. There's only a 15-second inspection period. That's realistically only like 12 seconds. And just not able to pick the optimal solution there. Luke Garrett still in it. Nothing crazy is happening yet, especially with a solid first solve. There's that shot of Kyle Santucci. He's sitting in the crowd awaiting his fate.
Max is color neutral too. He might find that same solution or a different solution on green, and it looks like he's going for it.
I mean, it looks like it could be a really good one. He picked green relatively quickly. That's a good sign that Max is going to solve well. But we actually see an uncharacteristic lockups from him. He's known for his very, very solid turning. He ended up with a 622 This is interesting. We have seen a couple of max solves kind of drift towards the high 5 range. I want to call out in round 1, did not have the most stellar average. He did not win that round. 598, just a little bit ahead of Dominic Radici for 3rd place in that round. Could we be seeing that Max Park? Or are we going to get the world champion, the one who defeated the current world champion, Yi-Hung Wang, in the 2023 World Championship in Korea? Only time will tell. Back to Garrett. There's an 8-move X-Cross here on green. Carter Thomas called it an obvious one. We'll see what kind of continuation he can get from there. Green cross, it looks like, is going to be the choice. Oh, some great turning there from Luke Soon into the... Oh, no! The crowd here was ready to erupt for a Luke Garrett 485, but a critical error. The last turn just not made completely. The replay is coming up, and I expect to hear a huge crowd groan here once we get to the end.
I was going to say, this might be the saddest +2 we've seen all weekend. I mean, flowing through to solve, lefty soon, PLL, and on the cube drop, it turns. Unfortunate. Bumping him down, counting that 685 that he just got.
Oh, man.
Might be it for Luke Garrett, unfortunately.
That's tough. That's just tough to see from such a great solver like Garrett. It was a pivotal solve number 3. That completely changes the tune of this final now. Kyle must feel really, really, really good where he is. Luke is going to need something incredible. I mean, he's counting 6-8. He might be out of it if he can't count something like a 4-3.
Max going for a green cross here.
Really, really nice from him. Yeah, 599 from Max, but I fear this is not enough.
Yeah, Kyle Santucci, if he wasn't shaken before, he is shaking now. Kyle easily looking like the favorite right now. I mean, we see him in the crowd.
There's Omar next to him. We got Maddie next to him as well. I mean, things are developing here at an incredibly rapid pace, Zach. I mean, these are two national champions that just aren't able to get it together. That +2 from Luke Garrett. Oh, man.
Nothing is over yet. There is still a sliver of hope for both of these solvers, but we might see Canada walk away with its first North American championship.
It's going to come down to this. Luke needs an incredible solve right here. He needs this turning to continue. No more lockups from here. 564. That's worse than Kyle's time. And his BPA is not going to be good enough. 601, his best possible average. He's going to end off of the podium entirely. Looks like Maddie is actually going to lock in the overall podium. He can't even catch Caleb Chen, actually. So Luke Garrett is going to be... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and Max, going into this last solve, he needs a 5, a 5-0, or a 5-1 to count to be able to take over Kyle Santucci's spot.
So if we don't see that here, I think we're going to see the BPA perhaps not be able to beat Kyle Santucci. The North American Championship, it does not come down to this solve exactly, but Kyle can win it here sitting down. Max needs a blinder of a solve here. He is very capable. He's been getting more and more 4s recently. It looks like he's going to go for a yellow cross indeed. Can he get the smooth turning he needs? Oh, that lock up there, misexecution. 593. I think Kyle Santucci might have won it. We have 2 more solvers to go. He's in the crowd. And there it is.
There it is, Kyle Santucci, your North American champion. Such a U.S.-dominated event showing that it's more than just the United States of America. Canada Day happened July 1st, too.
Fair enough. While we've been celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States this weekend, the Canadian national record holder gets it done. 2 more solves to go for Luke Garrett. This is going to end up being a 6 average. Does he have a chance at the U.S. podium? Yes, he still does, depending on what Max gets. So this solve does indeed matter. That would be some great hardware to collect at home, even though this average may not have gone the way that he has intended. Oh, good solve from him. A 448. It closes out an NAC. Not an average he would have wanted, but it's been incredible.
To think, Manu, what could have been.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you all at home are doing the calculations right now. Could have been 485. He could have been counting that.
And
he's going to be running the calculations. I mean, it just comes down, like I said, it comes down to the finest of motor skills sometimes, the adrenaline pumping through. It could have been anything, man.
To quickly talk here, Max Park, one more solve. He needs 588 if he even wants to see the North American podium.
Max is not going to win the U.S. title this year. The first time that's been the case in the last 6 years, I think. He's held it consistently for so long.
588, the time to look for if we want to see him make the podium.
Can he get it to go here, Max Park? 588, some good start here. Ooh, the Y2 not fantastic, but a great continuation of 498 from Max Park. He will knock Caleb Chen off of the overall podium. Caleb will still get onto the U.S. podium.
Caleb missing it by a 100th of a second.
After a blinder of a start, 419. But after it's all said and done, there are 3 names at the top. That guy, Max Park, 3rd place overall, 2nd in the United States. Madi Hiroto Inaba, also from the West in Hawaii, a 5.7 average, not the way he wanted it to go, but 2nd overall. He is your U.S. national champion for the first time ever.
Do you hear this place, Manu? They are
It's about to erupt for Kyle Santucci.
The North American champion in 2026. I have watched you reach for championship wins over many years. This is your first major championship win, and it's North American championship. How are you feeling?
This is surreal. I feel like this isn't real. This is crazy.
Walk me through as you're watching that happen and it's starting to sink in. I'm gonna win. What are you feeling? How are you? Like you're looking around at your friends and what's going through your mind?
It's more stressful than the solving itself, honestly. And you have to wait till solve 4 to know for sure. And it's just, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
You didn't even have to wait till solve 5. It wasn't even that stressful. Give us some shout outs and thank yous to family and friends who have helped you along the way.
Shout out my mom, shout out my dad, shout out Lucas, shout out Brennan, fellow Canadians here. I can't think of any people. My brain's all foggy, but this is insane. Thank you.
Kyle, congratulations. Once again, congratulations to Kyle Santucci, 3x3 North American champion.
866 competitors entered 3x3 at this competition, and one man stands above them all. Kyle Santucci, your North American champion. I mean, there's the reaction there. What more can you ask for? Such a wholesome moment. Finally getting that hardware that he so deserves.
Indeed. After so many near misses, so much incredible solving, so many averages that didn't quite go his way, he got one to go his way, and what a great time to get it to go. 5.63. That is the winning average here at the North American Championship. A Canadian has won it for the first time over the previous 2 North American champions. Madihiro Inaba won it in 2022, 2nd place here. Max Park in 2024, and he ended up getting 3rd place. Just incredible scenes from here in the Raleigh Convention Center. Huge congratulations to Kyle Santucci.
Not just that, worthy shout out too. We have our North American podium, but our U.S. national podium, including Caleb Chen.
Big result for him.
His first piece of major championship hardware there.
Indeed. 17 champions crowned here at the North American Championship in the Raleigh Convention Center, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's coming to a close, Zach. Oh my goodness, what an incredible 4 days we have witnessed as we see the final results from the 3x3 final. These major finals, they never fail to disappoint. This has been another blinder of a final.
They never disappoint. They never fail to disappoint, Manu.
No, oh my goodness. They never fail to excite us.
There we go.
I'm so excited that I failed to excite. So
it's been a hot one here in Raleigh. The competitors heated up, getting amazing times, but us maybe sweating a little bit in the booth, losing control.
We're moving around. We're standing up for this one, Zach. That's the first time ever for a WCA competition, I got to say.
And first time ever we've seen a Canadian win the North American Championship. We saw the first North American
Thank
Championship
you to
in
all of our
Kyle's
spectators
home country
and
in Toronto,
competitors.
Canada. And
Our
now
award
he's
show will
finally able to come
begin
down
in
to
just
our
a
country
couple of
and take
minutes.
the win for
So
himself.
please hang out.
Like I've been saying all weekend, when Kyle was getting those good averages, that pure sub-6 average to, I think, kick things off in round 1, it meant that there's some confidence going into it. There wasn't just confidence. He completely took that on a huge stage, one of the biggest stage he's ever been on. 17th in the world's semi-final last year, the first man out. That one, had to have hurt, but he has come back with a vengeance to win it for Canada. Canada grabs a gold here at the North American Championship. Kyle Santucci, you better, you can take that to the bank.
I think Canada may have pushed all of its skill away from that World Cup match and funneled it into Kyle Santucci there, given some light to the wonderful country of Canada this weekend. Man, what a wonderful way to wrap up this event. I mean, I can't think of anyone that really deserves it more than Kyle Santucci. I mean, not even being the national champion the last 2 years in his home country, now able to be the continental champion. I don't know. It's an amazing feel-good moment, Manu.
As I say, we always have the best seats in the house. Well, the second best seats in the house, because you have the best seats, of course. Thank you all for joining us on the WCA YouTube channel for 4 days of incredible competition. Thank you to CubingUSA for putting on such a spectacular competition once again. It's incredible. They can do it year after year. Thank you greatly to the WCA as well, supporting speed cubing competitions all around the world. And of course, the sponsors of this competition as well, Rubiks and The Cubicle, could not have done it without all of you. Thank you all for watching. For the production team, Zach Rydell and my fellow casters, Manu Singhal, I bid you all a good night and farewell.
Cubing and competitions have been such a big part of my life for a decade now. I don't know where I would be without this whole community and organization. So
I've met some of my best friends thanks to WCA competitions, and I'll be forever thankful for that experience. So.
I don't know where I'd be in life if it wasn't for this community and this organization.
You've made me feel all of the emotions in the world. I've laughed, I've cried, but all along the way, I've had the best times of my life.
Play again.